All right, it's that time again. Laredo Lemurs pregame show. Baseball underway in about 20 minutes. We'll have first pitch here from Uni-Trade Stadium between the Laredo Lemurs and the St. Paul Saints. The Saints have come all the way down from St. Paul, Minnesota to take on the Lemurs, as well as a few other teams down here in the southern parts of the American Association, but they came all the way to the southernmost part of the league, here to Laredo, Texas, for part of their Winkler getting his third win of the season for the Lemurs, and getting a save was Jeff Inman. It was his fourth of the season for Laredo. For the Saints, they fell last night. They got the loss, and the losing pitcher for the Saints last night was Caleb Thielbar, former big leaguer. So Thielbar with the loss last night in his relief appearance for the St. Paul Saints. Taking a look at today's game, you have a couple of starters who didn't start the year as starting pitchers. Danny Moskovitz for the Lemurs, making his second start of the year, his fifth appearance overall. He had 3 bullpen appearances. Right now he is 1-0 with a 3 ERA, 3.00. His last outing, which was a start, he threw 5 innings against Wichita, giving up 3 runs, all earned on 6 hits, walking 4 and striking out 2. He gave up 1 run in the first inning of that ball game, and then the other 2 were both in the 5th inning. So he had a really good second, third, and 4th inning of work against a Wichita team who can hit the ball pretty well up there, especially at home at their own ballpark. So he did not get the decision. However, the Lemurs would win the game by a score of 4-3 against the Wingnuts there on May 31st. So Moskovitz looking to build off of that good performance there against Wichita and make it a great performance here against a very tough team. St. Paul Saints, one of the best offenses in the league, as right now they are ranked 3rd in the league in batting average, but they have scored the most runs out of any team in the league so far with 101 runs scored, which is 10 more than the second place team, the Wichita Wingnuts, who we already faced, who actually leads the league in batting average and is second in the league in runs scored. So Moskovitz already has faced one of the top teams, if not the top team in offense this season. Now he's facing another one of the top 3 teams in the league offensively. For the Saints, well, they'll be sending Cody Knaus to the hill. Cody Knaus, who's making his first start of the season. He has made 3 appearances already, all out of the bullpen, although they've been some longer appearances. He threw an inning in his last appearance in his first appearance, he threw an inning against Gary, but his last appearance on May 26th. He's been a while since he's pitched, almost 10 days, and he threw 2 2/3 innings in that ball game, giving up 2 runs on 2 hits, getting a no decision in the game. He threw 3 innings, though, 3 days before that against Sioux Falls, giving up just 1 run. Also walked a batter, no runs for Knaus. So he's been some mixed results. Obviously, the 2 2/3, 4 hits and 2 runs, not the greatest, and 3 runs in his debut on the year with an inning pitched. His overall numbers this season for Knaus, as he comes into the ball game, he is 0-0 with an ERA of a 6.75. Like I said, he's had some good outings as well out of his first 3, and this will be his first start of the year. Knaus, who went to Concordia University, Moskovitz, who went to Harvard. When we come back, we'll have some scoreboards from last night as well as what today has on tap. I think everyone else is in action today, so bringing you those scoreboards here in a few moments will be Warren Shore. He'll keep you updated around the American Association. As we continue on with the Laredo Lemurs pregame show, here as we await first pitch between Laredo and St. Paul.
Starts Monday, May 25th.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs, now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care 1 athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
James Nasser and Warren Shore here. Warren, what happened last night? Everyone got to play last night. No rainouts, right?
That is correct. Last night, the Lincoln Salt Dogs traveled to Winnipeg and defeated the Gold Eyes 7-5. In Sioux Falls last night, the Canaries fell to the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks 6-3. The Wichita Wingnuts lost to the Gary South Shore Railcats 8-3. The Joplin Blasters, who we will be seeing tomorrow night, lost last night 5-4, or won, pardon me, against the Texas Airhawks 5-4. The Kansas City T-Bones lost as they faced Sioux City in Sioux City. And then we all know about the Lemurs beating the Saints last night 4-3. Tonight, all games are pretty much about to be final, except this one here in Laredo today. Winnipeg defeated Lincoln 6-5 in a game that took 2 hours and 28 minutes. Gary defeated Wichita 9-1. That one went 2:34. So that was quick action in Wichita and Winnipeg. And then in Sioux City, the Explorers fell to the T-Bones of Kansas City 12-8. And the Texas Airhawks defeated the Joplin Blasters 8-1. And in the top of the ninth inning in Sioux Falls, the Canaries are getting blown out by the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks 15-3. That's a look around the scoreboard action. More pregame show after this.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Quench your thirst here, brewed before 1919. And digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que se...
All right, just moments away from first pitch. Take a look at your starting lineups. First, for the visiting St. Paul Saints, they'll be led off by Alonzo Harris. Harris has been really torching the Lemurs so far this series at the plate, so Lemurs are trying to slow him down. He leads things off playing center field for St. Paul. Breland Almadova back in the lineup tonight after not playing last night. He's batting second over in right field. The third baseman today is Nate Harris for the St. Paul Saints. He bats third. Cleanup hitter Angelo Sonko. He's playing first base this evening. Tony Thomas bats fifth at second. The shortstop batting sixth, Mike Gilmartin. Batting seventh over in left field, Willie Argo. The DH is Tanner Vavra. He bats eighth. And batting ninth, Aaron Gretz, the catcher for the St. Paul Saints. Again, that's Harris, Almadova, Hansen, Sonko, Thomas, Gilmartin, Argo, Vavra, and Gretz. The pitcher for the St. Paul Saints tonight, Cody Knaus, left-hander for the Saints. Take a look at your Laredo Lemurs starting lineup. They'll be led off by Ty Morrison. He's been pretty hot lately for Laredo. He's in left field. J.D. Pulfer's playing shortstop and batting second. Travis Danker is playing third base, and he bats third. The right fielder today is hitting cleanup. That's Dennis Phipps. The DH and fifth batter is Abel Nieves. Matt Coach is catching. He's batting sixth. Batting seventh, Drew Martinez out in center field at first base. And batting eighth is Jesus Pozo. And batting ninth, playing second base, is Alvaro Rondon. Again, that's Morrison, Pulfer, Danker, Phipps, Nieves, Coach, Martinez, Pozo, and Rondon. The pitcher for the Lemurs tonight is starting pitcher Danny Moskowitz, the right-hander making his second start of the year and fifth appearance overall for Laredo. The umpires this evening have Cody Lowe behind home plate, Tim Kramer's over at first base, and at third base. Tim Kramer's over at third base. Aaron Payne is at first base, and Cody Lowe behind the plate. So that's your umpires this evening, as we are just, about 5 to 10 minutes away from first pitch here in Laredo. Lemurs getting warm out there on the field. Saints have already done some light tossing as the managers are meeting at home plate. Well, I say managers. It'll be Mike Meyer, the bench coach for the Lemurs, and he is met by one of the assistant coaches. They don't have all of their numbers on here as far as what they wear, but he's wearing number 1, and none of their coaches have a jersey number that is 1. Sam Moss, one of the players, is 1. So I guess Sam Moss is out there exchanging lineups, the second baseman, the last couple of days for the St. Paul Saints with Mike Meyer. They shake hands with each other and the umpires, and they get out of here. So the Saints will be on the road after this. They'll be headed up to Amarillo to take on those Texas Airhogs. It'll be the first time a ball game's been played in Amarillo this year, as the Airhogs are splitting their games between Grand Prairie and Amarillo. The Saints actually opened up Amarillo's ballpark last year for the season opener. Not that it's a new ballpark, it's a very old ballpark, but they were there for the home opener for the Amarillo Thunderheads. They'll be there for the Amarillo home opener on their side of things with the Texas Airhogs over there in Amarillo. So they'll be there next. We'll be staying right here for the next few days, the next 4 days actually, as the Joplin Blasters come to town. So the Blasters will be visiting the Laredo Lemurs. It'll be a big series as it's a division game. And coming into today, the Blasters were second in the division at 7-9. They did lose, if you were paying attention to Warren Shore's scoreboard update last segment. So they are now 7-10, and they will be tied with the Texas Airhogs. That's who they were playing in the standings for second place. Both teams 7-10 right now. We have yet to know what Laredo will do should Laredo win. They'll be 10-7, so that would be a 3-game lead. But at worst case scenario, it would be a 2-game lead over both Joplin and Texas. So a big opportunity for the Lemurs as they face a division opponent who is still right there, very close in the division. A big series win would do a lot for Laredo here in the early goings of the season. Just 16 games in tonight, number 17 for the Lemurs on the year. Same for St. Paul has already played 17. This will be number 18 for them this season. When we come back, we should have the national anthem for you. As the ceremonial first pitch is being thrown out right now, looks like Ryan Beckman's going to catch it from the youngster.
Celebrar que por fin compraste carro nuevo, que cambiaste tu cheque, que hoy empieza tu fin de semana, o que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra. La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties, shredded cheddar cheese,
The creamy sauce,
creamy steak sauce. My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it.
You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven.
All right, what a lovely national anthem here in the ballpark. Uni-Trade Stadium. Danny Moskovitz to the hill for the Lemurs as we get ready for the first actual pitch of the ball game. As we get ready for the first. Moskovitz, the right-hander. Moskovitz, the right-hander. Moskovitz, the right-hander. Sorry, we're having some feedback with our laptop here. The right-hander. Sorry, we're having some feedback with our. But Moskovitz warming up, throwing to Matt Coach. Take a look at your defensive alignment for the Lemurs. Coach doing the catching. Third base, Travis Danker. Shortstop is J.D. Pulfer. Second base, Alvaro Rondon. Left field, Ty Morrison. Drew Martinez in center. And in right, Dennis Phipps. Moskovitz, the right-hander from Harvard University. Pitched for a little while in the Diamondbacks organization as well. Signed. He also spent time in the Can-Am League. Quebec and New Jersey last couple of years. Posting a 4.02 ERA, 5-6 record there in Quebec and New Jersey combined over the last 2 seasons. 25 years of age. He will turn 26 in December, so once the season's already over. 6'1", 195 pounds. The lineup he'll be facing here for the St. Paul Saints, it's a good one. Alonzo Harris leading things off, followed by Breland Almadova, Nate Hansen, Angelo Sonko, Tony Thomas, Mike Gilmartin, Willie Argo, Tanner Vavra, and Aaron Gretz. And, well, the Saints, mentioned in the pregame show earlier, they are one of the top teams in hitting. They are third in the league in batting average with a team batting average of .285. They lead the league in home runs with 22, one ahead of the Air Hogs and 7 ahead of the third-place teams. There's a couple teams tied with 15. And they lead the league in runs, 10 runs ahead of Wichita, who is second place in runs, but Wichita first place in batting average. Moskovitz ready, 101 runs scored so far for St. Paul. Here comes the wind and delivery. First pitch of the ball game to Alonzo Harris, and he fouls it back to the screen at 7:07. Yesterday was a 7:05 first pitch. Our first on-time one, I think, of the year, whether we were home or away. 7:07, that's pretty good. We had been, I think, our first few home games, we were 7:09 every single day. Moskovitz peers in, gets the sign from his catcher coach, delivers the 0-1 to Harris, taking it in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Harris on the season, batting .234, 3 home runs, 13 runs batted in. He had a home run last night, a solo home run. He also had 2 more RBIs on a single earlier in the ballgame, so he had a total of 3 runs driven in. And, well, the Saints had a total of 3 runs yesterday. He drove all of them in. The 1-1 swing and a line drive to left, but reading it well off the bat is Morrison. He'll make the catch out there in left field. And there's out number 1. Harris retired, and that's not something that's been said a lot this series. As yesterday, Harris was only retired twice, and that was his last 2 at-bats. He had 2 singles in his first 2 plate appearances in the first inning and in the second inning, and then hit a home run in the 5th before flying out in the 6th and striking out in the 8th. So 3 for 5 yesterday, and in the first game of the series, he had 3 hits, 3 for 4 with a walk, including 3 singles. So Harris has been a deadly force at the plate for the Saints. The pitch to Breland Almadova, taken spit high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Almadova on the season, batting .277, a home run, 6 runs batted in. He did not play yesterday. They had Brady Brzezinski in right field instead of Almadova. But he did play in game 1 of the series. 1-0 pitch, finds the zone at the knees, and it's now a 1-1 count to the right fielder for the Saints. But he had 2 singles, one in the 6th inning and one in the 7th inning in game 1 of this series, driving in 2 runs and scoring a run. Overall 2 for 5 in the ballgame. The 1-1 pitch on the inside corner at the knees. Almadova sliding off the plate. Doesn't like the call, but it's a called strike. 1-2 the count in Moskovitz's favor now. Your umpires tonight, Cody Lowe behind the plate, Tim Creamer at third, and at first, Taylor Payne. That pitch will miss down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, count evens up to Almadova. Moskovitz peering in. as he has an even count here. Delivers a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a line drive right at Poso, who was playing a little bit closer, or a little bit off the line than usual, playing Almodovar to pull it, and he went the other way, but it was right at Poso, who, if you played Almodovar straight up with that situation, probably would have gone right through the hole into right field for a single, but the shift worked this time, as it's a line out to the first baseman. Out number 2, 2 up, 2 down. Here to start off the ball game for Danny Moskowitz. Nate Hansen, the third baseman for the Saints, digging in. The pitch, Hansen swinging, grounding it to third, but right at Danker, he has the ball easily, throws to first, and it's a 3 up, 3 down inning for Danny Moskowitz here on the mound to start off the ball game in the top of the first. Lemurs coming to the plate in the bottom half of the inning, still scoreless, Lemurs and Saints.
And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a...
¿Y te aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues...
They've definitely been worse against lefties than they have against righties this season. Canals with the 1-2 delivery to Morrison. Swings and lines one down the third baseline, but foul. Count still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Against lefties, Lemurs are hitting .211, and against righties, hitting .242. So a 31-point difference in batting average. 1-2 pitch, down and away. It will actually tip off the glove of Gretz and go rolling back behind. So a chance here for the Lemurs to improve their batting average against lefties, with Canals getting the start, a spot start today for the St. Paul Saints. He'll wind and fire the break-even pitch just a bit outside, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count to the leadoff hitter for the Lemurs here in the bottom of the first inning. I say a spot start as he delivers a payoff pitch, working quickly, and it's high and outside, ball 4. Nice work by Morrison to draw the walk there after getting down 0-2. As the Saints lost one of their better pitchers, Jeff Shields. He got picked up by a team in Mexico to go play in the Mexican League. And if you ask Sean Aronson, the broadcaster for the Saints, about the Mexican League, he probably doesn't have very positive feelings about it. He said, all of our best players, especially our pitchers, get picked up and go over there. Then we have to find someone else to replace them. Pitch fouled off by Pulfer, out of play. 0-1. Pulfer batting .200 now. Finally back up to Mendoza. No home runs, 7 runs batted in. Pulfer's been hot, though, lately. Last 5 games, he's batting .300, 6 for 20 with 4 RBIs. Pitch low for ball 1, 1-1 the count to Pulfer. So he's definitely climbing out of the early season slump that he started in. He says he is a slow starter, but he seems to be getting things together here lately. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss ahead of the curveball. 1-2 now the count. Morrison still over at first base after walking. No outs in the inning. Bottom of the first, Lemurs and Saints both scoreless. They lost Shields, the Saints did, and he was supposed to start today. He's now pitching in Mexico, but Canals started the year as a reliever, made a few appearances out of the bullpen. There's a swing and ground ball towards short. It'll be Gil Martin flipping to Thomas for 1, and Thomas the relay to first in time. 6-4-3 double play, and that will erase the walk of Morrison. No one on, and now 2 outs in the inning. Travis Danker to the plate for the first time today. Batting .254, 7 home runs, and 16 runs batted in for the Lemurs' third baseman. He actually got the start at second base yesterday, but today back to his spot that he's been at all year, third. Well, we'll see what Canals does. I heard they were maybe going to sign someone, but they didn't sign anyone to pitch today. They just used Canals out of the pen, pitched low for a ball, 1-0. He's gone multiple innings in his relief appearances, though. A 3-inning relief appearance as well as a 2 2/3 innings. 1-0 to Danker. Swing, ground ball down the third baseline. He throws the bat out towards the pitcher's mound. It stopped short, but the third baseman, Hansen, no problem, throws to first for the out. And that'll end the inning. So Canals faces the minimum. He does walk Morrison but gets the double play ball. We go to the top of the second. Saints and Lemurs both tied at 0.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger, Cabrito hot dog. For all orders.
So don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This.
Danny Moskovitz done warming up between innings here. Angelo Sonko, Tony Thomas, Mike Gilmartin, the first 3 batters due up here in the second inning. Moskovitz had a 9-pitch inning in the top of the first, 6 of which were for strikes. So quick work there with the first 3 hitters. In large part because he threw only 6 pitches to Alonzo Harris, the leadoff hitter, and then got Nate Hansen to swing and ground out on the first pitch he saw there in the first inning. Angelo Sonko, 273 hitter, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Lefty versus righty. The pitch bunted at down the third baseline. It'll roll foul up onto the grass. And Pulfer's going to come over and grab it. So Sonko doing what some guys occasionally will try to do against a shift. And he almost did it. That was a pretty solid bunt, especially by a guy who is viewed as a big power hitter. Lemurs shifted on him. You have Danker, the third baseman, playing behind second. The shortstop, Pulfer, is still kind of playing a shortstop-esque position over there on the left side. And then right field, shallow right field, is the second baseman, Alvaro Rondon. A swing and a miss, count 0-2. The lefty, big hitter for the Saints. Not to play it. And him, especially a power hitter. The 1-2 pitch, Sonko taking outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. But in runs. So to have them bunt is not really what they're supposed to be doing at the plate, or what they're there to do. The 3-2, Sonko swinging, fouling it off the screen. But, of course, when you have an opportunity with no outs and no one on, well, you're kind of looking more to get on base than you are to hit one out of the ballpark or into the gap for a double to drive guys in, since there's no one on base to drive in. Sonko will pound home plate as he digs back into the box and awaits another 3-2 pitch from Moskovitz. Swing, ground ball, right side, right at the second baseman Rondon, who's playing in shallow right, and he waited on it. It was hit pretty slowly, and he's way deep out there. He came forward a few steps and then sat back and waited, and to fire pretty hard at first. 4-3 for the putout, 1 away. So Moskovitz having to battle away there with Sonko, but he does get the out on the grounder to second. And now with Tony Thomas, a right-handed batter who also has some pretty good power numbers or power hitting ability, they're going to shift on him. So it's kind of the same thing. Danker, though, back over at the third base side, more on the line, and Thomas will hit it into the right center gap. That'll be a hit. Thomas will extend his hit streak. He's headed to second base. Phipps will fire it to the infield. It'll be a double for Thomas on the first pitch he sees from Moskovitz. First hit of the ball game. And now Thomas, who came in with a 16-game hit streak, will extend it to 17 games. Going the opposite way with the ball. Yeah, they had Rondon playing behind second. Pulfer shaded over towards third a little bit, and Danker playing along the line over there at third base. Mike Gilmartin, the shortstop, to the plate now. Gilmartin, .393 hitter, 3 home runs, 7 runs batted in on the year so far. He just was activated off the disabled list yesterday, waving his red-barreled bat. The pitch on the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Yeah, he hadn't played many games and already had 3 home runs and 7 runs driven in. Just 7 games before yesterday. He did not drive any runs in or hit any home runs yesterday. Runner at second base, 1 out on the inning as Thomas gets his lead. They're playing him to pull a bit, not as massive a shift as the last 2 hitters. Pitch outside, 1-1. Gilmartin, the shortstop for the Saints, played last year in Lincoln for the Salt Dogs. Outfield playing pretty typical for this ballpark. Although, well, maybe playing them more straight up than usual. Usually you play guys to hit the ball to left here, but they're giving him some room over there on the right side, or not giving him as much room. Still a fair amount of room from the line in right over to where Reggie Wilson, the right fielder, is playing. Or, sorry, Dennis Phipps, where the right fielder is playing. 2-1, the count to Gil Martin. Moskovitz sets out there on the hill in a little bit of sunshine. Pitch outside. 3 balls, 1 strike now the count. Just the front portion of the mound is in a shadow. As you can maybe see on the video. And probably from Moskovitz's knees or so up, he is in a shadow, but the ground has the sunlight on it. 3-1 pitch, swing, and a fly ball hit into Willie Argo. As he sits, he has 100% stolen base percentage. He only has 2 steals, though, on the year. Argo batting .212, 1 home run, 6 RBIs on the season. Thomas getting a lead at second. First pitch, Argo ducking as it goes over his head. Although there are a couple of guys in the top 5 in stolen bases for St. Paul. That's Alonzo Harris and Breland Almadova. Harris with 10. He's tied for second. And Almadova with 7. He's tied with a few guys for 4th place. As the pitcher Moskovitz steps off the back of the rubber. Thomas back to second base. Rondon is the one holding him on. As they are playing Argo to pull, Rondon standing behind the bag at second, now creeps in a little bit closer to the bag. Thomas inching back as well. Pitch called a strike, 1-1. So again, a shift. We saw a shift on Sonko, a shift on Thomas, a shift on Argo. Just a little bit of a shift on Gil Martin, but big shifts like this on those 3 guys, as well as on Almadova. Swings and hits one down the left field line, but it'll hook foul and end up out of play, 1-2. So out of the first 7 hitters, 4 of them with a pretty sizable shift. Obviously, guys, you might play a few steps one way or the other. These are massive. These are not steps. These are almost different positions completely. 1-2 the count. The delivery outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count even now to Willie Argo, the left fielder for the Saints. Argo played last year with St. Paul as well. Moskovitz battling away, trying to get the final out of the inning here. Drafted a few times, in fact. The pitch, Argo taking down and away. Argo played in the Rays organization. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second, 0-0 the score. Lemurs and Saints here in the top of the 7th, going at it, or top of the 2nd, going at it in game 3 of this 3-game series. He ended up signing with the Rays after being drafted out of the University of Illinois in the 22nd round back in 2012. He was also drafted by the Pirates and the Diamondbacks. Pirates in 2011 out of college, and the Diamondbacks in 2008 out of high school, where he went to Assumption High School in Davenport, Iowa. The University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign is where he went to college. 3-2 pitch to Argo, down and away, ball 4. First walk issued by Moskovitz tonight. Runners on first and second now for the Saints. Argo also, when he was in the Rays organization, made it up to Double-A Montgomery back in 2014. Played 120 games there with the Montgomery Bis season with 4 home runs. Last year with the Saints, Argo hit .287 with 12 home runs in that juggernaut of a team from St. Paul. Tanner Vavra, the DH, to the plate, batting .259, no home runs, 5 runs batted in. Moskovitz looks back at second, delivers plateward. It's just outside for a ball, 1-0. Moskovitz, the righty, against Vavra, the righty. Lemurs and Saints both scoreless. Saints with one hit in the game so far. That came here in the top of the second, a double by Tony Thomas. Moskovitz readies, and here comes the 1-0 pitch. Down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. And now Matt Coach, the catcher, going to go have a chat with his pitcher. So runners on first and second. At second base, Harris. At first base, Argo. Vavra spent last year with Fort Myers, the Fort Myers Twins. And you can guess that's the Twins organization. He was drafted 2013 draft out of Valparaiso University in the 30th round. 5'11", 180. The pitch from Moskovitz swung on, grounded towards short. Pulfer with it. And actually, he's going to bobble it and try and tip it to the second baseman, Rondon, but it won't be in time. They're going to have to mark that. I don't know. We'll see. An error, a fielder's choice. It's going to be an error on the shortstop, as it wasn't necessarily a hard hit ball. But I think Pulfer at the very last second realized he had to hurry a little bit, and he couldn't get the out at second. He bobbled it. So it'll be an error. The pitch to Gretz swung on and popped up foul just to our right. Out of play. Base is now loaded. Same about Vavra. He played at Fort Myers last year. Hit .258 in the Florida State League in 87 games, no home runs, 19 RBIs. Gretz, the catcher. He is a rookie, went to Ohio State University. 0-1 pitch. Gretz swinging, grounding it down the third baseline slowly. Danker's going to have to barehand it. Throw over to first. It won't be in time. Poso knocks it down. It goes in front of him. Now another run trying to score. It will. And now no one's covering third. Danker at the last second tries to get there. No one at second. Danker's going to throw to second now and will get Vavra sliding into the bag. Well, I don't know if you could follow all that action very well. Bases loaded. A soft grounder towards third. Danker tried to get it to first in time. It went into the dirt. Poso just blocked it. The runner who was at second previously, Argo, came across to score, and on that throw, because Danker was halfway home, was off the bag, the runner who started at first base, Vavra, tried to get to third. He did so successfully, and then the batter, Gretz, because no one was covering second base as Pulfer and Danker both came to third, tried to go to second, but Rondon quickly realized it, got to the bag in time, and they were able to throw him out. But 2 runs come across there in the top of the second. It's now 2-0. Saints lead the Lemurs. Bottom of second, next, Lemurs.
Mexico. They offer a range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today. Core Business
Solutions. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? Que por fin...
All right, I know all of you are wondering how all of that last play there in the top of the second, how that scored. The pitch to Phipps, called a strike, 0-1. Well, it's a hit for Aaron Gretz, and he gets an RBI as the runner from third, Thomas, scored. Willie Argo, though, scores on an error. The next pitch missing the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike, count to Phipps. Phipps batting .265, a home run, 7 runs batted in on the year. The pitch, swinging a high hit ball into left field towards the line. Tracking it is Argo. He will pull up right at the line, making the catch for out number 1 here in the bottom of the second. Abel Nieves to the plate. So Argo scores because of the throwing error by Danker. He threw it low into the dirt, and it was blocked by Poso, but it got a little further away from Poso. He couldn't quite pick it cleanly. And that allowed Argo to score. Here comes the pitch to Abel Nieves, outside for a ball, 1-0. So just 1 RBI, though, on the play for Gretz. And none of those runs are earned because of the error previously on the grounder to Pulfer. Low for a ball, 2 balls, no strikes to Nieves, who is batting .218, no home runs and 2 runs batted in. The wind and the delivery. Ground ball left side. A couple bounces to the shortstop, Gil Martin. He'll throw to first, and there's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down right now for Canals here in the second. Matt Coach, the catcher for Laredo, to the plate. Coach, the catcher on the year, with a home run, 8 runs batted in, 216. And he's got a picture, a little cartoon drawing of himself up on the board, pitched low for a ball that I believe he wanted and asked for. So he got his wish. Instead of a picture of him, he has a picture depicting him that is a drawing.
It's an emoji.
Oh, it's an emoji.
Come on, James.
He made an emoji of himself?
Yes, that's an emoji.
Pitch fouled away.
Come on.
I mean, it's a cartoon drawing.
Emoji.
An emoji's a cartoon drawing. 1-1 the count to Coach. Here comes the pitch from Canals. Swing and a foul away. So I guess if I just wanted to tweet out an emoji feeling like I'm Matt Coach, I'd just tweet out the picture of Coach's face, just feeling like Matt Coach today. I don't really know what Matt Coach feels like on a day-to-day basis. So I guess I couldn't accurately do that. Here comes a 1-2 pitch to Coach, taken high for a ball. But he looks pretty happy in the picture, smiling. Blue eyes showing off his beard. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, no one on. Bottom of the second. And that's a called strike 3. Coach goes down looking here for a 1-2-3 inning for Cody Canals and the St. Paul Saints. Will come to the plate. Top of the third next. Lemurs trailing 2-0 to the Saints.
¿Compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst.
Welcome back. The top of the third to the mic for your play-by-play. It'll give you the third and fourth innings. My partner, Warren Shore.
Thanks, James. Due up. Top of the order, and the Lemur killer, Alonzo Harris, steps in, looks at a first pitch, which is a fastball high. Harris coming into today's game. Boy, talk about a series he was having. He had 5 singles as the 1-0 is called strike 1. 5 singles, 1 home run, a walk, 2 stolen bases. Reached base 7 times as Harris pops one up to the infield. Poso over at first base, has it, and boy, a rare sighting here, almost with Harris not getting on in either of the first two at-bats. The previous two games he reached in his first three at-bats. So him containing Harris was going to be big for the Lemurs tonight if they want to take this series against the Saints. Now Braylon Almadova swung on and missed at the first pitch. He went up the ladder for that one. Almadova lined out to Poso on a hard hit ball, and if it wasn't for the shift that Poso playing about 30 feet off the line, that 0-1 misses down low, 1-1 the count. He wasn't playing about 35 feet off the line, 30 feet. It would have been a single for Almadova, but Poso was there and made the play. Didn't even have to move. And the 1-1 curveball in there, strike two. So 1-2 the count. Almadova on the year, 277 with a home run and 6 RBIs. And the 1-2 pitch, chop back, Pulfer charging, making the running throw, and gets Almadova by about a half a step. So that's 2 outs here for the top of the order, just like it looked like back in the first inning. Now that's going to bring up Nate Hansen. Hansen grounded out to the first base, or to the third baseman, to end the first inning. And Hansen, 4 home runs on the year, 17 RBIs. As the righty digs in, and these numbers for St. Paul are fairly large. The 1-2, it's kind of like an old, it looks like the Red Sox lettering on their road gray jerseys. Kind of that font. And the 1-0, way ahead of that one, as Hansen fouls that one off down the third baseline. So 1-1 the count. Saints leading 2-0 in this rubber match. The Saints have yet to lose a series this season, and that's why they are 12-5. And the 1-1 misses outside. And as we mentioned, or as I mentioned in the Facebook Live pregame show, the magic number for the Saints scoring runs is 4. They are 12-1 when they score 4 or more runs on the season. And the 2-1, down low, they're already at 2. When they score 3 runs or fewer, they are 0-4. So you want to keep them at 3 runs. And if you look already, you're really only allowing not a lot of wiggle room with only 1 more run if you want. You got to hold them under 3 and under. Is that 3-1 is fouled off out of the yard. So it'll be a full count. As Moskovitz working out of the windup, goes through it all and hits it as the pitch is hit from Hansen into right field. Phipps moving about a step to his right. He makes the play. So just like the first inning, the top of the order goes 3 up, 3 down. We'll head to the bottom of the third here on the Lemurs Broadcast Network with the Lemurs trailing 2-0.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make core business solutions your solution today.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada hubbada, boom. which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer. And you're welcome.
Bottom of the third. Lemurs trailing 2-0. Due up. Drew Martinez, Jesus Pozo, and Alvaro Rondon. Martinez batting .250 on the year, no home runs, 7 RBIs. Gets the first pitch from the lefty. Canals misses, ball one. And Martinez, you look at his righty-lefty splits. Him and Ty Morrison with the lefty, he's going down to 7th in the lineup as that 1-0 is a called strike. 1-1 the count. Against lefties, Martinez batting .167. That 1-1 misses. 2-0 the count. Or 2-1, pardon me. So he's .167 against lefties, and against righties, he's batting .293. Martinez looks at that pitch. It's a called strike. 3-1 the count. As Martinez looks at the 3-1, and that's a leadoff walk for Drew Martinez. And for Martinez, that's his seventh walk of the season. Now that's going to bring up Jesus Pozo, who last night he had a rough night, but also a good night. And kind of got unlucky in the middle there as the first pitch to Pozo. Ball one. Pozo hit into 2 double plays, but the second one was a liner right back up to the middle, caught by the pitcher. As Pozo chops one over to the shortstop, Gil Martin has it for over to the second baseman. Thomas gets the first out. The relay throw is in time, and Pozo into the 6-4-3 double play. That's 3 double plays Pozo has grounded into in the last 2 games. And in his last 4 at-bats, he's hit into 3 double plays. So I was looking to break that. Funk is the first pitch to Alvaro Rondon. Is a called strike. Rondon missed last night due to an illness, but good to see him back in the lineup. And the 0-1 fouled off back to the screen. He's down in the count 0-2. On the season, Rondon batting .239, 11 RBIs, or 5 RBIs, 11 total bases. And the 0-2 inside and high. 1-2 the count. And the pitch to Rondon misses down low, 2-2. The whole pitcher's mound is now engulfed in the shadows. And the shadows are at second base, so the right side and the whole outfield is all in the sun as the 2-2 to Rondon misses down and in. So 3-2 the count after trailing 0-2. He's worked a count full from Canals as he's working out of the windup. The lefty bounced it in there. So 4 straight balls, and that's a 2-out walk to the number 9 hitter from Cody Canals. And that's not something you want to do, especially after being up in the count 0-2. 4 straight balls and 1 foul after the 0-2. So got away with that one. Now that brings up the top of the order Ty Morrison, who walked in the first inning. First pitch outside. So ball 5. Morrison against lefties, batting .105. 2 hits and 19 at-bats as he hits one, a little lazy fly ball. The left fielder, Argo, coming into it, and in foul territory, he makes the catch. Also ran into the visiting bullpen. So that will retire the side. We'll head to the top of the 4th inning. St. Paul leading Laredo 2-0.
We'd like
Saints leading 2-0, got those 2 runs in the top half of the 2nd inning. Now that brings up the number 4 hitter, Angelo Sonko, grounded out to the second baseman, Rondon, in the 2nd into the shift, and they shift him again. First pitch pulled foul. So 0-1 the count. Sonko. Got to think he might be kind of frustrated with them shifting every single time. He's got a couple hits robbed due to the shift. The 0-1 for Moskovitz outside. And last at bat, he tried to lay down a bunt, but was unsuccessful. And he's tried to do that a couple times and has been unsuccessful down the third base line and get a hit out of it. But now the 0-1. This is outside again, 2-1 the count. The scoreboard is behind a pitch tonight. And the 2-1. Bounced in there. So 3-1 the count to Sonko. 3 straight balls after that foul to lead it off. Sonko is struggling. He's 4 for 23 in his last 8 games, batting .174. As that pitch called strike. So he's in a little bit of a slump. And now the 3-2 is hit to left field. Morrison going back about a step in front of the wall or warning track, and he makes the play there. Sonko will have to wait to get hit number 5 in the last 9 games now. So he's 4 for 25 in his last 9 games. And now that brings up Tony Thomas, who doubled and scored in the 2nd inning. Thomas extended his hitting streak to 17 games on the season. First pitch to Thomas bounced in there. 1-0. Thomas has now doubled in 3 straight games. He also leads the American Association in a lot of categories. Let's go down the list. The 1-0, called strike 1. Leads in total bases with 50, slugging percentage at .725, and hits with 25. And he's tied for first in triples. And if you want to, the second in extra base hits as the 1-1. This is down and away. 2-1 the count. He's second in extra base hits with 13, and he's tied for third in home runs and top 5 in average with a .362 average. So he is just atop all the list as that 2-1 is fouled off out of play to the right. So you take a look at the stats on the American Association website. You will see Tony Thomas's name there a lot. And the 2-2 pitch is hit into right field. Dennis Phipps, playing right field tonight, moves to his left and makes the play on the lazy fly ball. So 2 fly ball outs there for Danny Moskovitz to start the top half of the 4th inning. And that's going to bring up Mike Gilmartin. Martin flew out to center in his only at bat. As the first pitch fouls that one back over the dugout. Out of play, 0-1 the count. And the The 0-1 misses low. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 down and in. 2-1 the count. Gilmartin leads the team in average with .393, but this is only his 9th game. Of the season, he was on the DL from May 28th. Was activated yesterday as the 2-1's fouled off, chopped at the plate. 2-2 the count. And now the 2-2 from Moskovitz. Swung on and missed. Gilmartin goes down on strikes. Another 3 up, 3 down for Moskovitz. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. St. Paul leading Laredo 2-0.
Hey, at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Bottom of the 4th inning, due up 2, 3, 4 hitters of Pulfer, Danker, and Phipps as they face the lefty Cody Knaus, making his first start of the season. Pulfer squared to bunt, pulled it back, called strike as the infield was playing. Way back. See what he does here. Knaus kicks and fires. Curveball. Outside, 1-1. Knaus on May 26th went 2 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 strikeouts. Those were his only 2 strikeouts of the season. The 1-1 Pulfer hits one right to the shortstop. Gilmartin, as he throws it over to first base Sonko, and Pulfer is retired. Gilmartin didn't even need to move on that play, but Knaus has pitched. He's pitched 3 innings in an appearance back on May 23rd. And then on May 26th, it was 2 2/3, so I don't think we really have an idea how long he can be stretched out. He's only a rookie. So far, this is his longest outing of the season. You got to imagine the Saints are hoping for about 5 solid innings from him, and so far they're there. I think anything more than 5 would be icing on the cake. As the 1-0 to Danker in there, strike 1, 1-1 the count. Danker grounded out to the third baseman in the first, is only at bat 0-1 on the day. Now tied for the lead in home runs in the American Association with 7 with Burt Reynolds from Texas. Danker looks at that off-speed pitch, which was down low, 2-1. The St. Paul Saints will see Burt Reynolds starting tomorrow in Amarillo as they head up there to face the Air Hogs. The 2-1 misses, so 3-1 the count. And the pitch to Danker misses low, so that, I thought that was ball 4. So full count now, actually. As the full count pitch misses high, and now ball 4 for Travis Danker.
A little check swing he had there. He had one similar to that on our road trip up in Wichita, and he got called out. Almost exactly the same type, and he was not happy. In fact, he walked all the way to first base before he realized he was out.
Yeah. He's had a couple check swings in that at bat, but gets away with both of them. As now Dennis Phipps, who homered last night. First pitch ball to Phipps. The 1-0 to Phipps is popped up, and that's going to find the seats. Not a play to the right, 1-1. Phipps playing right field tonight and not DHing, giving Reggie Wilson the lefty off as he pops one, skies one actually into the infield. Gil Martin, the shortstop, makes the catch about 5 feet on the grass. And that is a high pop-up from Phipps for out number 2. Now that's going to bring up Abel Nieves. Grounded to the shortstop in the second. Nieves changed his walk-up song yesterday and went 3 for 4 first pitch. Outside, ball 1, so I guess whatever the new song is was working well. Nieves looks at a strike, 1-1. And the 0-1, or the 1-1, pardon me, that's called strike 2. 1-2 the count. And the 1-2, Nieves fouled that one off back to the screen, staying alive. Nieves DHing tonight after playing third last night. Also plays first base the majority of the time. And the 1-2 is fouled. That's a line drive. That's going to find the batting cage area. So no need to pick that one up. They'll be able to use that tomorrow when they hit in the cages. As the pitch, Nieves again. The 1-2 fouled off over to the batting cages area. So 2 balls they won't need to get. They won't need to take out to the cages tomorrow. As now we await the 1-2 offering from the lefty Knaus. Bounced in there. Danker not running as that pitch was over about 15 feet to the left of the catcher Gretz. So 2-2 Gretz. In his first season of pro ball from the Ohio State University. And the 2-2, quick check on Danker at first. And now we'll get the 2-2 as that one's through the hole, and that's going to be a base hit for Nieves as Danker moves up to second, and that's a 2-out hit for Abel Nieves. He's had a nice past couple of games. Last night went 2 for 3 with a walk, and now tonight gets on with the single. So that average continues to rise for Nieves, and now Matt Coach, the catcher, who struck out looking to end the second, is up with a runner in scoring position. Coach. He's batting .267 with 5 RBIs when he's up with the runner in scoring position. First pitch bounced in there. Ball 1. He's had 15 at-bats too, so large sample size for Coach. So he'll look to get the Lemurs on the board here. Coach hits one, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Danker gets the stop sign at third base, and probably a good thing because charging was Argo, and he threw that one to the cutoff man. And so now we have bases loaded for Drew Martinez. Everyone moves up, so now Danker at third. Nieves at second. And Coach at first. He gets a hit. And now we're going to have lefty-lefty here. Drew Martinez walked to lead off the third inning. Martinez with runners in scoring position, batting .308 with 6 RBIs. First pitch inside, fastball, 1-0 the count. As Martinez again looks at the pitch up, 2-0 the count. Some promotion going on here. I missed it.
Pressure's on Drew Martinez. If the Lemurs score a run, there's shots for $3 or something up in the stadium club.
Really? Wow. The 2-0. Called strike, and I think the crowd got a little more boisterous once they made that promotion. And the 2-1 to Martinez, that misses, so 3-1 the count. That one must have been just outside because it came over at belt high, so 3-1 for Martinez. Already has 1 walk on the day. And all of this is going with, the rally continued with 2 outs, 2 singles by Nieves and Coach Martinez. It's a called strike, so now the count will be full. The runners will be going as the Saints lead 2-0, and the 3-2 pitch. Martinez chops one, fouled on the first baseline. I thought that clipped him on the, looked like it might have clipped him on the foot, but I guess not. So we'll do it again at 3-2. And with Coach Nieves and Danker, especially Nieves and Coach Martinez gets one in the gap. They'll need the head start as that one's grounded into the shortstop, Gil Martin, and he boots it. And Danker is going to score as he was trying to glove it quickly and throw it to second base where Thomas was covering. That's going to be a run. And they never specified on how the shots would be or how they needed to score to get the half-price shots. And I'm surprised everyone sitting isn't just running up to the stadium club.
Next for the Lemurs, the first baseman, number 32, Panda Pozo.
As now Jesus Pozo, boy, he's just finding all the spots, and they're going to rule that a hit to Martinez. So now Nieves at third, Coach at second, Martinez at first. Pozo hit into a double play his last at-bat. Can't do that right now. Pozo batting .286 in 7 at-bats and 2 RBIs with runners in scoring position. The 1-0 called strike. Pozo did have an RBI single last night. Is losing some stamina as that 2-1 is over, so 2-2 the count. And the 2-2 to Pozo fouled off back to the screen. It does look like there is activity in the bullpen. And now the 2-2. Pozo pops that one up, and that looks like it is going to find the seats. The promotion actually was $3 shots for the next 10 minutes when the Lemurs score. So anytime they score, did the 10 minutes just, I guess, adding on? I guess so.
I don't know, but there is someone throwing it to right-hander. Can't really tell who it is down that line in the corner. I can just see a right-hander.
And now the 2-2. Pozo hits a little blooper. Over going back is Gil Martin, the shortstop, and that's going to fall. Nieves is going to score. Coach coming in from second. He's going to score too. So Jesus Pozo, a big 2-out, 2-run single for the Panda. Martinez up to second. And the Lemurs now lead at 3-2. So Poso, 3 RBIs in the last 2 games. And he has been unlucky, but also has delivered in the big spots when he's needed to. And now that is RBIs 3 and 4 on the season for him.
It's a situation where having 2 outs really helps you score runs, because otherwise those guys would have been going halfway and you score 1 run. But with 2 outs, everyone's just moving right on contact and you keep running until the play is over pretty much.
As Rondon squares the bunt, and that ball looked like it hit him. That ball hit him when he was out of the batter's box, so the Rondon should be out, even though he did beat out the throw it. He stepped on the ball, and so right home plate just after this.
Boys and girls Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com. Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
All right, it's the top of the 5th inning, so we'll toss it back to James Nasser. I'll be back in the 7th.
All right, thanks, Warren. Way to get the lead there. 3 runs there in the bottom of the 4th for the Lemurs. And they lead 3-2 over the St. Paul Saints. So Danny Moskovitz getting to work with a lead now. A couple of big hits for the Lemurs there with runners in scoring position and 2 outs coming through when they needed to. And that's kind of been the case for the Lemurs all season long. Willie Argo to the plate. The pitch from Moskovitz just a bit inside, 1-0. Moskovitz coming into the inning by my count had 61 pitches thrown, so that was 62. Here will be 63 with 34 strikes. 1-0 pitch, swing and a fly ball right field. Really right center, but right at where Phipps is playing. He'll back up a step or 2 and then slide over a step, making the catch. Out number 1, Argo now 0 for 1. He had walked and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. Tyler Vavra to the plate now. DH for the Saints. He reached on an error in the 2nd inning, which kept that inning going and really allowed the Saints to score both of their runs today. 3-2 the score, almost a same feeling you had yesterday's ball game. Saints scored a couple of early runs. They tacked on another with a solo home run. Pitch to Vavra, low for a ball. And then the Lemurs came back as they were down 3 last night, scoring 2 runs in the 5th inning and then 2 runs in the 6th inning. Instead, today they just scored 3 in the 4th instead. 1-0 pitch. Vavra swings, grounds one left side, backhanding his Pulfer on the move, throwing across his body. The stretch by Poso is made. He scoops it and keeps his foot on the base, says the first base umpire, Taylor Payne. He was right there on it. He pointed at the foot, said out, that he got it. That was a close play. It looked like Poso did maybe drag his foot off the base, but then got it back on before the runner was able to get to first. Ended up falling over after making the stretch there, almost doing the splits. Nice work by Poso. 6-3 the put out number 2. Vavra now 0 for 2 in the ball game, and Aaron Gretz, who has an RBI single in the game, to the plate. Swings the first pitch, grounds it to second. Rondon drops to a knee, comes up, sidearms to Poso at first, and that'll end the inning. A very quick 5-pitch inning for Moskovitz. Looks like he came in with 61 pitches. He leaves with 66 pitches. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Lemurs lead 3-2 over the Saints.
Is is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
A creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reductions store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Driscoll Health Plan.
Chris Peacock leads off. He's on the mound. Facing off the leadoff hitter, Ty Morrison, for the Laredo Lemurs. Morrison, left-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher Peacock. Here comes the first pitch. Morrison taking high. 1 ball, no strikes. Morrison, the only batter who didn't see the plate in the 5th inning, or in the 4th inning. He made the last out of the 3rd. He leads off here in the 5th. Peacock sets on the hill, 1-0 the count to Morrison. The pitch, Morrison swinging, fouling it away up over the screen, 1-1. Chris Peacock in his 2nd year with the St. Paul Saints. This season is 1-0 in 4 appearances, 4 innings pitched with a 6.75 earned run average. Tied for the worst ERA on the team here in the early parts of the season. Squaring around it to bunt is Morrison. He pulls it back, but it's called a strike. 1-2. Peacock pitched in 2014 here in the American Association with the Wichita Wingnuts, but just 6 games there for the Wingnuts. He also pitched in 2014 with Rio Grande Valley in the United League, pitch up high. Started his pro career in the Pecos League in 2012. Out of the University of Mobile in Mobile, Alabama. Peacock, 27 years of age, 6'4", 195 pounds. 2-2 the count to Morrison. The break-even pitch low, ball 3. But Peacock started his career in 2012 playing with 3 different teams, 2 in the North American Baseball League and 1 in the Pecos League. Las Cruces in the Pecos League, Abilene and San Angelo and the North American Baseball League, and then 2013 back in the Pecos League with White Sands. 3-2 pitch, Morrison swings, grounds it back up the middle, tips off the glove of Peacock. He'll lob it over to first in time. 1-3 the putout of Morrison. Nice work there by Peacock. Last year, with St. Paul, Peacock was 2-2 with a 3.29 earned run average, appearing in 30 games. One of them was a start. He gave up a total of 38 hits and 41 innings pitched, also had 19 strikeouts to 22 walks in that time frame. J.D. Pulfer to the plate. Pulfer 0 for 2 in the ball game, 2 groundouts. One of them a double play ball that he grounded into. No one on and 1 out. Peacock delivers outside for a ball, 1-0. The count to Pulfer. Lemurs shortstop score 3-2 right now. Laredo leading St. Paul as they try to take the series. St. Paul hasn't lost a series yet all season. Lemurs have yet to win a home series. 1-0 pitch. Pulfer swings, lines one to right center. That one will be caught by Almadova on the run. Just hung up there a little bit too long, and Almadova able to race over to it. Out number 2. Travis Danker to the plate. 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored in the ballgame. So with the new pitcher in the game for the St. Paul Saints, let's give you their starters numbers. Cody Knaus went 4 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned, walked 4, and struck out 1. It's a little bit of a rough outing for Knaus today. Certainly probably not what he was hoping for, especially after going scoreless through the first 3 innings. Really, things just kind of fell off the rails there in the 4th. Pitch to Danker, called a strike, 0-1. Danker, the first run of the game for the Lemurs last inning in the 4th. Ended up walking on a 3-1 pitch. Now the 0-1, Danker taking for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. But he walked, ended up scoring, and all those runs coming with 2 outs on the inning. You had singles by Nieves, Coach, Martinez, and Poso. 1-1 pitch, low. 2 balls and a strike now to Danker. As he is looking for his 8th home run of the season to break him away from Burt Reynolds, who he was tied with coming into the day with 7 home runs. 2-1 pitch, low, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. And well, this would be the count to do it on, 3-1. 2 outs, no one on. Bottom of the 5th, Lemurs up by a run, 3-2 over the Saints. 4 hits in the game for the Lemurs, all coming in that 4th inning. 3-1, outside, ball 4. Danker walks for the 2nd time tonight. Total of 5 walks issued by St. Paul pitching tonight through the first 5 innings. It's pretty high walk rate. Last night, they had a total of, it was even higher, they had 7 walks through the first 4 innings. Didn't walk a batter after that, but still we're racking up the base on balls from the pitching staff. The pitch to Dennis Phipps, swung on and lined to left center. That'll fall for a hit. It'll roll all the way to the warning track before being cut off by Harris in center. And pulling up to second base with a double as Phipps. Danker stops at 3rd. No one was actually covering 3rd base, but obviously the catcher wasn't home plate. So a 2-out double for Dennis Phipps. Danker going 1st to 3rd on it. And Abel Nieves to the plate. 1 for 2 in the game with a run scored. He singled last inning in the 4th. As the Lemurs try to plate another run here before this frame comes to a close. Always like adding on additional runs, especially when you're only up by a run. Lemurs doing it with 2 outs today. Runners on 2nd and 3rd for Laredo. Nieves awaits the pitch from Peacock. It'll get away from the catcher. Gretz going to the wall. Danker running home and scoring on the wild pitch. Phipps will go up to 3rd. Score now 4-2. Lemurs in the lead. So Danker scoring on a wild pitch. I guess the Lemurs shot is always, whenever they score, they have it up on the board. So any inning that we score, it's $3. Pitch low and in for a ball, 2-0. Might just be a special Sunday thing. We got a lot of specials today. Veterans get in free today, as do children under 12. 2-0 the count to Nieves, delivery. Low ball 3. So after getting the first 2 batters out, Peacock struggling a little bit here. He'll toe that first base side of the rubber out there on the mound as he has a 3-0 count to Nieves, just trying to get a strike over here. Let's see what happens. 3-0, and it does find the plate. 3-1. Nieves looking for something to drive here. He has a runner on 3rd base. That's Dennis Phipps getting a lead. 2 outs in the inning. Lemurs up by a pair of runs, 4-2 over the Saints. Peacock sets on the hill From the stretch to the 3-1 pitch, low ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Peacock. That'll bring up Matt Coach, who singled last inning. 1 for 2 with a run scored in the game. Peacock struggling after getting the first 2 batters out, letting the next 3 reach, and allowing a wild pitch to bring Danker across to score. Lemurs really coming alive tonight here in the 4th and 5th innings. Peacock sets, runners in the corners, 2 away. The pitch to Coach. He's taking, it's on the outside corner, called a strike, 0-1. This Lemurs offense, though, over the last 5 games really has struggled. You only have 3 guys hitting over 300 in the Lemurs lineup over the last 5 games. Pitch called a strike, 0-2. That's going into tonight. In fact, not only over 300, which is pretty significant, but over 238. At 238, you have Drew Martinez. Then, like I said, the 3 guys over 300. You have Ty Morrison at 333, Travis Danker at 316, and J.D. Pulford at 300. The pitch swung on and popped up right side, drifting into foul territory near the tarp, and it'll just get out of play. So Coach gets another chance here, down 0-2 in the count to Peacock. So, yeah, you have those 3 guys over 300, and then it drops all the way to the next highest batting average at 238 over just the last 5 games. This isn't overall, but just lately. Now, the Lemurs have been fortunate in those last 5 games, and they'd only lost a couple of them. 0-2 pitch to Coach. Runner from first is moving. It's foul tipped back into the glove of the catcher, Gretz, and that'll be a strikeout for Coach, ending the inning. Second time he struck out today, but the Lemurs scored a run coming with 2 outs in the inning, and we go to the top of the 6th. Laredo in the lead, 4-2 over the St. Paul Saints.
And loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale.
Alonzo Harris leads off the inning as he's been hunting Lemurs all series long, but Danny Moskovitz doing a good job of keeping him off the base paths today. 0 for 2 is Harris. The pitch, Harris taking the off-speed stuff at the knees, a called strike, 0-1. And boy, I've been really impressed with Moskovitz today. I said we had a little Facebook Live thing before the ball game. I said I was hoping and kind of expecting some big things from Moskovitz today. Swing and a miss, 0-2 now the count to Harris. It's hard to say expecting, but I'd say hoping, and I definitely had a feeling that we might see some really good things from Moskovitz. Certainly some better things than what we saw in the first start. Check swing, pitch fouled away out of play, and I think he was even better than the numbers suggest. I think a lot of it was circumstantial in that only pitched the 5 innings, but it was his first as a starter, so you kind of run out of gas a little bit once you get a little bit later in, not being used to going longer innings. Pitch swing and a ground ball towards the middle. Rondon, the second baseman, drops to a knee, throws to first, and Harris is retired for the 3rd time tonight, 0 for 3. And we said in our little Facebook Live pregame preview, my partner Warren Shore and I, that keeping Harris off the base paths really was a key for the Lemurs tonight. Last night, he had all 3 RBIs for the Saints. And as he was the key to their offense last night, he had an RBI and 2 runs scored in game 1 of the series. So again, contributing for 3 total runs. The pitch swung on, grounded by the batter Almadova towards short. Pulfer making a great play, charging in, throwing on the run. And Breland Almadova just sees 1 pitch, and he is retired 6-3. So a 4-3 put out and a 6-3 put out. Bring up Nate Hansen, the 3rd baseman, batting in the 3 spot in the order for the Saints. Couple of quick innings. Last inning, just 5 pitches. So far, just 5 pitches this inning by Moskovitz to get the first 2 batters. So 10 pitches to get the last 5 outs. That's a pretty good average. Or to the last 5 batters, 4 or 5 outs. The pitch called a strike, 0-1. If you only throw 2 pitches to get an out, you're going to go pretty far into a ball game. So 0-1, the count to Hansen. Lemurs lead 4-2 over the Saints. The pitch from Moskovitz, low for a ball, 1-1. So Moskovitz doing a good job of keeping these Saints off the base paths. He has walked just 1 batter so far and only allowed 2 hits tonight. So 3 base runners for the Saints through the first 5 2/3. Pitch into the dirt, bouncing to Coach, and it's 2-1. And the Saints, well, they do a very good job. They are 2nd in the league in hits with 161 coming into the ball game. 2-1 pitch swung on and hit high into the air into left center, pretty deep. Running back is Martinez and Morrison, and it looks like Morrison is the one to make the catch. I thought they were on a collision course for a moment there, but Morrison making a great catch out there in left field, ending the inning 3 up, 3 down again for Moskovitz. Here in the top of the 6th, we go to the bottom. Lemurs up 4-2 over the Saints.
Leinenkugel.
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Before you're
Bottom of the 6th, Lemurs up 4-2 over the St. Paul Saints. And the Lemurs are back up to the plate. Drew Martinez, Jesus Pozo, and Alvaro Rondon lead off the inning. Martinez 1 for 1 in the ball game, a walk and a single. he has an RBI on the night as well. Left-handed batter against the righty pitcher, Chris Peacock. Pitch low for a ball, 1-0. I was looking after the inning at the numbers Moskovitz has been putting up tonight. He's thrown 6 innings so far. 1-0 count to Martinez. 5 of them, he has had a 3-up, 3-down inning. 1-0, outside for a ball, 2-0. Not only that, but the 2 runs he allowed, they're both unearned, and they happened with 2 outs. So he did a good job, or he's done a very good job. He was very close to having not 6 3-up, 3-down innings, as he did give up a double and a walk before the error happened, but he was very close to having a shutout right now. Pitch called a strike. It's 2-1 to Martinez. Moskovitz has been very, very sharp here in his second start for the Lemurs. 2-1 delivery to Martinez. Called a strike outside corner at the knees. 2-2. The count evens up to the Lemurs center fielder. Martinez getting to face a righty here for the first time tonight after the Lemurs chased lefty Cody Canas. 2 balls, 2 strikes, break-even pitch. Martinez swinging, hitting it on one hop through the infield, just out of the reach of a stretching Gil Martin from short. And it's the second hit of the ball game for Martinez. He's now 2 for 2 tonight with a walk. To the plate, Jesus Poso, 1 for 2 tonight, 2 runs driven in. He had a big 2-out single in the 4th, which gave the Lemurs the lead, put them up 3-2 at the time. They scored a run in the 5th, and they lead 4-2 right now. That hit by Martinez, the 6th of the night for the Lemurs. Well, uncharacteristically, the Lemurs with 2 errors tonight, both in that same inning where the Saints scored both their runs. An error allowing a guy on base, and then an error allowing a run to come across and score. Poso, the righty, against the righty. Peacock getting a lead at first is Martinez. The pitch called a strike, 0-1. Let's take a look around the American Association scoreboard here really quick. Winnipeg, a lot of finals. In fact, everyone's a final except for us. Winnipeg won at home 6-5 over the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Close game there. Not a close game in Wichita as the Wingnuts fall at home 9-1 to the Gary South Shore Railcats. So the Wingnuts now 6-11 on the year. They've lost back-to-back games again as they struggle out of the gates. Sioux City, they also lost at home 12-8 to the Kansas City T-Bones. The pitch into the dirt. It goes behind Poso and to the wall. Wild pitch from Peacock. That'll put Martinez over at first base. Count now 1-1 to Poso. The Texas Airhogs ended their 4-game losing streak. They finally won tonight, 8-1 against the Joplin Blasters. Fargo Moorhead Redhawks, well, they've had an offensive explosion tonight, as they started out the year slow offensively, but they've now managed to ratchet themselves up into the middle of the pack in batting average in the league. 1-1 pitch, Poso squaring around a bunt, bunts it foul back to the screen, a little pop-up over the head of the catcher. Count 1-2, trying to push Martinez over to third base. Still no outs on the inning. Runner at second base for the Lemurs, that's Drew Martinez. Poso at the plate, down 1-2 in the count. But Fargo scoring 19 runs tonight on the road in Sioux Falls, taking down the Canaries by a score of 19-4. Of course, here 4-2, Lemurs up. 1-2 the count to Poso. The pitch from Peacock fouled off and out of play, right side. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peacock pitches to Poso. Say that 5 times fast. There comes another 1-2 pitch, a swing, and again, Poso getting just a piece of it, fouling it back to the screen. Count still 1-2. So let's take a little look at the updated standings then. As now they start to mean a little bit more. Obviously, you want to be in first place, but As the season goes on, we're approaching game number 20. This is game number 17 for the Lemurs and everyone else in the South Division. The pitch, 1-2, grounded right at the shortstop, Gil Martin. He'll field it, throw to first, but already moving after that ball hit the ground was Martinez. He'll get to third base. So nice job by Poso, even though he grounds out here, to at least push the runner up to third. He was trying to with a bunt, but he didn't get the bunt down. He still managed to get the job done. Infield will be drawn in now with Alvaro Rondon at the plate. Rondon 0 for 1 with a walk in the game, and he laid down a very, very nice bunt in his, what he's now 0 for 1 on, but he accidentally stepped on the ball or touched the ball with his foot, getting out of the box. The pitch inside, snagged just barely by the catcher Gretz. 1-0. Had he not touched it, it would have been a close play. Even as it was, they still played the play out, and he would have been safe at first if they had not ruled him having touched the ball. 1-0. Inside again. That ball will go back past the catcher, and no play at the plate. Martinez scores. Another wild pitch. The second time Peacock has allowed a run to score on a wild pitch, and that's his second of the inning, or second wild pitch of the inning. The first one allowed Martinez to go from first to second. That one allowing him to score from third. Count 2-0 to Rondon. And look at that, Poso. Because you were able to get the ground out and advance Martinez to third, he ended up scoring on a wild pitch. Of course, he doesn't get an RBI or anything. Another pitch inside, leaning off the plate, was Rondon. 3-0 the count. 3 straight balls to the Lemurs second baseman. But right now, you have the Lemurs with a 2.5 game lead over both Joplin and Texas. They're tied at 7-10 in the standings. And like I said, Wichita 6-11, 3.5 games out. Called a strike, 3-1. So if the Lemurs win tonight, they'll have a 3-game edge over Joplin and Texas and a 4-game advantage over the Wingnuts. 3 balls and a strike, 1 out, no one on for the Lemurs. They lead by a score of 5-2 over the Saints. The pitch taken for another strike, outer half. Count now full 3-2. To Rondon. Waiting on deck is Ty Morrison, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Peacock towing the rubber. Lemurs have now scored a run in 3 straight innings. The 3-2 pitch to Rondon. He takes outside corner at the knees, called strike 3. So Rondon sees 6 pitches at the plate, never swings. It ends up striking out looking. Here in the bottom of the 6th. To the plate, Ty Morrison. 2 outs on the inning. 0 for 2 in the ball game. He fouled out on a fly ball to left, just barely in foul territory. Actually, nice play by Argo. He made it. There's not a lot of room between the line and the wall, and he was actually right at the wall, running full speed, making the catch. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. And then he grounded out back to the pitcher. And his last at-bat, last inning, to start off the 5th. He hit it pretty hard back at Peacock, but he managed to knock it down with his glove and throw Morrison out. 0-1 pitch, Morrison with a swing and a miss. Pitch was low in the dirt, and we'll get a new baseball. 0-2, the count to Morrison. Lemurs leading 5-2 over the Saints. Peacock sets, wiggling the glove on the mound as he comes set, fires plateward, just a little bit outside, 1-2. As Peacock brings his hands together, he kind of wiggles the fingers of his glove or shakes it a little bit as part of his coming set. Then he'll stop doing that and then deliver plateward. 1-2 pitch outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. As he's bringing his arms in, wiggling the glove, and then freezing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Morrison. I've seen some guys do stuff like that. There was one guy a couple years ago in Kansas City. He did something absolutely ridiculous. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts for Peacock, but he threw a couple of wild pitches, allowing Drew Martinez to score. Lemurs lead 5-2. We go to the top of the 7th here in Laredo. The Lemurs up by 3 over the Saints.
Memorial Day party gets going. Drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas, 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
Top of the seventh in Laredo, Lemurs leading by a score of 5-2 over the St. Paul Saints. Back to the mic for another inning of play-by-play, Warren Shore.
Thanks, James. Due up, Angelo Sanko, Tony Thomas, and Mike Gilmartin of Moskovitz. This is his longest outing of the season. It's only his second start, but still his longest outing of the year. As he works into the seventh inning, only thrown 76 pitches. And with Sanko up, you know what that means. The shift is on. And the first pitch to Sanko misses high, ball one. Sanko 0 for 2 on the day. Fly out to left and a grounded ball over to the second baseman, Rondon. And now the 1-0. Misses, 2-0 the count. As Moskovitz gets the sign from coach and deals. That's a strike, so 2-1 the count. For the Lemurs, they play tomorrow night here at 7:05 against the Joplin Blasters. First division home series of the season. And the 2-1 is hit to left field. Morrison going back on it easily makes the play. 1 out.
Up next for the Saints, the second baseman, number 3, Tony Thomas. And just a correction, the leader.
That's 13 consecutive retired from Moskovitz.
Are 50% off using the code LEMURS5.
And now brings up Tony Thomas. Doubled in the second. Off-speed pitch called, strike one. Thomas, as we mentioned, hit streak now up to 17. That off-speed pitch misses down and away. 1-1 the count. And Thomas hits that 1-1 into center field. Martinez coming in, makes the play. So 14 in a row. And the last batter to make an out actually got a hit. And that was Aaron Gretz in the second inning when Danker fielded the ball and threw it to first. Poso couldn't handle the scoop and it got away from him. A run scored on that play. Then it was like a little league play of throwing it around the field but making no mistakes, and they finally got Gretz out at second base. after Argo scored, and then it was a really wild play. That's the last out. That's the last hit and the last out the Saints have had. And the first pitch to the lefty. Gil Martin is in there, and Gil Martin hits one over the head of Rondon, and that's going to be a base hit. So right as I bring that up, he gets a hit. So 14 consecutive batters. Streak is broken, and now Willie Argo's up. And, man, Moskovitz in his second start has really thrown a gem here. Argo walked and scored in the second. He was the second run on that crazy play I just got done describing. First pitch to Argo just misses a tad outside as the fans behind home plate are not pleased with that one. And the 1-0 with the runner on first. Called strike, fastball. 1-1 the count. Gil Martin, no stolen base attempts or no stolen bases on the season. Has an attempted one. As we await the 1-1. That pitch is outside. 2-1 the count. Argo 212 on the season with a home run and 6 RBIs. The Saints 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Lemurs 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors. And the 2-1. That one's hit to left field. That ball's driven deep to left field. Looking up, Morrison is at it, and that ball is gone. And that is a 2-run home run for Willie Argo, his second of the season. And the Lemurs now lead 5-4. That ball was just crushed into a slight wind out to left field. And now the Lemurs
stepping in next for the Saints, the designated hitter number 4, Tanner Valver.
Have a tight game here, and this is a big inning for the Saints. When they are trailing after 7 innings, they are 0-4 on the season. So they get that big 2-out home run from Argo. And now they're only down 1. First pitch to Tanner Vavra. Misses outside. That's ball 1. And that 1-0 is popped up in foul territory. Poso and Rondon chasing after it, and that ball finds the seats. So the count now 1-1. You got to wonder if anything from Moskovitz, maybe that last throwing out of the stretch affected him as he was working out of the windup since the 3rd inning. He went 3 up, 3 down in 4 straight innings and got the first 2 outs in the 7th inning. 14 consecutive, and then gives up the 2-out singles of Gil Martin and then the home run to Argo. Maybe pitching out of the stretch was something, but the 1-1 swung on and missed as that ball was in the dirt to Tanner Vavra. 1-2 the count. And now the 1-2. Moskovitz deals, and that ball's hit to right field. Phipps running after it, and that ball is hooking foul. So we'll do it again at 1-2 as Rondon and Phipps both went after it. Rondon was closer there as Phipps is playing about level with second base. If you're looking right at second base from the 3rd baseline, he is even with the bag out there. So 90 feet of line He's 90 feet off the line, just giving right field away to Vavra, and Vavra tried to put one down, but just couldn't, as Moskovitz now out of the windup, the 1-2. Way ahead of that off-speed pitch Vavra was, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 2 for Moskovitz, and it's stretch time. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Lemurs leading 4-2, or 5-4.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese,
A creamy sauce.
creamy steak sauce.
my personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarria's is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Good. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, J.D. Pulfer leading off. Lemurs leading 5-4. First pitch, called strike. To Pulfer, 0 for 3 on the day. And the 0-1 misses wide, 1-1 the count. Chris Peacock doing the unthinkable. Both runs he's given up have been on wild pitches. It's pretty impressive stuff if you think about it. Hasn't given up 2 runs, but not an RBI. The 1-1 inside. Pulfer had to step back from that one. So 2-1 the count. In one-run games, the Saints are 1-2. Another stat we'll throw out there is the 2-1. Pulford looks at that. Off-speed pitch missed. So 3-1 the count for J.D. Pulford. Looks to start us off here in the bottom of the 7th with a base runner. Pulford coming into today was at the Mendoza line of 200. And now the 3-1. That ball's hit right to the shortstop, going to his right. Gil Martin has it, and Pulfer beats that one out as the slow roller to the shortstop was a problem for Gil Martin, as you'll see here on the replay. Just took too much time, went to his right, took a lot of time to throw the ball, and Pulfer was already a step and a half past the bag when the first baseman Sonko got it. And now that brings up Travis Danker, who 0 for 1 on the day with two walks, but also scored twice. As Danker drives one into center field, but going back on it is Harris. Couple steps to his left, and Danker is retired. And that brings up Dennis Phipps. Phipps 1 for 3 with the double in the 5th. And the first pitch to Phipps, Pulfer going. The pitch to throw down, Pulfer sliding in head first, and he is safe. So J.D. Pulfer running. Stolen base number 1 on the season. That was his first attempt on the year, so caught the Saints napping. And now we have a runner in scoring position for Dennis Phipps, and now they're going to intentionally walk Phipps to get to Nieves, and that's setting up the double play ball is what they're going to do. But Nieves, you could say, is one of the hottest hitters on the team in the past couple games, so interesting here. But Phipps will be on with an intentional walk. Now that we'll bring up Abel Nieves after we get done with the intentional walk pitches. In Major League Baseball, actually, this is the rules committee or the competition committee, whatever they want to call themselves, is going to look at is that pitchers will actually have to throw the 4 pitches in the intentional walk, or you can just say, I'm intentionally walking him, which is kind of interesting because usually it's such an easy play, but you have seen some disasters before in the majors on the missed intentional walk pitch of one of them. There was a walk-off intentional walk. I think it was the Angels one on a wild pitch like that. And now it's going to bring up Abel Nieves. He's 1 for 2 on the day with a single run scored and a walk. That first pitch from Peacock misses outside. 1-0. And that one's bounced in there. Runners hold. 2-0 the count. The Lemurs looking to answer those 2 runs from the Saints that they had in the top half of the 7th. On that 2-out, 2-run home run by Willie Argo. Cut the lead to 1, 5-4. And now the 2-0 to Nieves fouls that one off. Out of play. 2-1 the count. They got runners on first and second. J.D. Pulfer beat out an infield single. Then Dennis Phipps got an intentional walk. So that's how the runners are on first and second. And the 2-1 to Nieves. Pulfer, both runners going double steal, and they pulled it off perfectly. Pulfer going on the first movement. Great aggressive base running. So 2 stolen bases in the inning from J.D. Pulfer, and then look at Dennis Phipps going in there. No one was covering second, so Phipps. For Phipps, that's his 3rd stolen base on the year. Now the infield's in with the count 2-2. As you saw last night, you can get punished for bringing the infield in. The little blooper. And now the 2-2. Bounced in there. 3-2 the count. So full count to Nieves with first base open and Matt Coach on deck. Coach 1 for 3 with the base hit. So interesting to see here. If they give Nieves something, if they challenge him. And now the full count pitch. Outside, ball 4. So the bases are juiced here for Matt Coach. And now the corners will play in. And the middle infielders will go to double play depth. Matt Coach, with the bases loaded, has 1 at bat. It says 4 RBIs, but he doesn't have a home run. So that's got to be a typo in the stats pack. First pitch to Coach. First pitch to Coach, misses outside, ball 1. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's not an error.
As Coach pops one up, the first baseman under it, Sonko, runs into Nieves, but infield fly rule was in effect with bases loaded and less than 2 outs. So Coach.
So if you remember, game 1, that Coach, bases loaded, got hit by a pitch, got an RBI.
There you go.
He's also been walked on that road trip twice with the bases loaded to get RBIs. I believe at least one time. He could also have a sac fly to drive in a run with bases loaded, but I think he was walked twice with the bases loaded to drive in runs. So yes, 1 at bat with the bases loaded, but 4 RBIs and no home runs. It is possible.
Now we're going to have a pitching change here. We'll be back and tell you about the pitching change just after this.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at driscollhealthplan.com.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions in foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubba-da, boom, which led to you. Miller Lights, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And your new pitcher here, Cody Wheeler, the 5'11", 165-pound lefty. He is from Spotsylvania, Virginia. Went to Coastal Carolina University, 5th-round draft pick in 2010 by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Also spent time last season, 2014, with the Baltimore Orioles organization and spent time at High A. Spent 42 games at High A, 1 game in Norfolk, AAA, and in that 1 game he went, pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowed 4 earned runs. But he wants to forget that one. That's going to bring up Drew Martinez, and as we mentioned earlier, the lefty-lefty, that's what they're going for here. Martinez has the bases loaded, and with the Lemurs, it's a team with the bases loaded. Batting .091 with 8 RBIs and 11 at-bats, but with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. .274 with 1 home run and 20 RBIs. First pitch to Martinez. In there, strike 1. Martinez singled and scored. Martinez reached base all 3 times tonight, 2 singles and a walk. So Martinez looks to give the Lemurs some insurance runs as they head to the last 2 innings of the game. Lemurs leading 5-4 here, bottom of the 7th. 2 outs, bases loaded. Pulfer on third, Phipps at second, Nieves at first. Infield now at normal depth, and Martinez chops one, and that ball's going to be fouled on the first baseline. Just barely. Sonko was trying to cut that one off before one foul. So 0-2 the count. And we await the 0-2 from the lefty Wheeler. And Martinez swings and misses. So that will end the threat. Lemurs strand 3. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. Lemurs leading St. Paul 5-4.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que por fin compraste carro nuevo? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? ¿Que hoy empieza tu fin de semana? ¿O que hoy se acaba tu novela y mañana empieza otra? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. El carnesazo de H-E-B es una pachanga de sabor. Solo tienes que invitar a los compadres, prender la parrillita, ponerle unas fajitas, costillitas, chuletitas, salchichitas y, ¿por qué no?, hasta un pollo mariposita. Y que no se te olvide la musiquita y hasta una buena bailadita para un gran carnesazo. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Getting
Top of the 8th inning, and the Lemurs have a new pitcher. James Nasser will take it the rest of the way, and James will tell you about the new pitcher.
All right, new pitcher in the ball game. Kamakani Usui on the hill for the Lemurs, the right-hander. Usui, who stands 6 feet tall, 195 pounds. I've stood next to him. 6 feet might be a little generous. But it's what the paper says. Usui on the year has been very reliable for the Lemurs out of the bullpen. 0-1 this year with a 2.16 ERA, 8 appearances, 8 1/3 innings pitched. He has 8 strikeouts, just 2 walks, and 3 runs, only 2 earned on 5 hits this season for Kamakani Usui out of the Lemurs pen. The first batter he'll face is Aaron Gretz, bottom of the order. The pitch low for a ball, 1-0. Gretz, the catcher for the St. Paul Saints tonight, getting the start. He started game 1 of the series. Last night, though, was Max Garrett behind the dish for St. Paul. The 1-0. Gretz swings, fouls it back to the screen, 1-1. So your final numbers for your starting pitcher for the Lemurs tonight, Danny Moskovitz, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, but only 2 of those runs were earned. Both those coming in the 7th inning on a 2-run home run with 2 outs. He narrowly just missed, giving up the 2 runs and then both being unearned through 7 innings. He got 6 2/3 of unearned baseball. Two and 1 the count after that pitch missed low, but he did give up the home run. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts on the night as well for Moskovitz. A very efficient night for him. 2-1 pitch high. 3 balls and a strike. Three balls, 1 strike, the count to Gretz. So good night for Moskovitz. He is in line right now to get the win should the Lemurs hold on to the lead. Pitch up high, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Gretz. Usui has been good against lefties this year, despite being a righty. To the plate, top of the order, Alonzo Harris. He's a righty. Harris 0 for 3 against Moskovitz. You got to think part of Moskovitz's success was keeping Harris off the base paths. A little success in not allowing very many runs against the Saints. Corner infielders are in. The pitch to Harris taken for a strike, 0-1. He was not bunting. He may look to now, but he was not on the first pitch. 0-1 the count to the center fielder for the Saints. Well, it'd be nice to have him have an 0-4 day. Usui can put him away. Runner at first, Gretz getting the lead. Another throw over there to first. He's back standing. Lemurs up by just 1 run, 5-4. They had a big opportunity there in the bottom of the 7th to put some runs up. They had bases loaded with 1 out, but an infield fly and a strikeout later, and they didn't put any runs up on the board. The pitch, swing and a miss. It was in the dirt, blocked by Coach. Count now 0-2 to Harris. So not only was he not bunting, but he was swinging. Harris, the righty, against the righty Usui. Getting a lead, Gretz again. Lemurs hoping for a nice double play ball. They are playing Harris to pull it. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss again. And they got Harris chasing. First time he struck out today, out number 1. He struck out in his 5th at-bat last night, swinging as well in the 8th inning. So he struck out in the 8th inning and back-to-back nights. He struck out in the 9th inning in his last at-bat of the ball game in Game 1. Harris just likes to strike out in his last at-bat of the night. Well, prior to tonight, he had had 2 very good ball games at the plate. 0-4, though, tonight. Throw over to first, back standing as Gretz. Breland Almadova to the plate. He is 0-3 in the ball game. Yeah, Moskovitz against the top 3 hitters in the order, Harris, Almadova, and Hansen. They were a combined 0-9 against Moskovitz tonight. First pitch squared around, but pulled back did Breland. It's a call to strike, though, 0-1. Almadova getting the start in right field tonight. Started there in Game 1 of the series. Lemurs just need 5 more outs here to get the win. Be interesting to see who they go with in the late stages of this ball game out of the bullpen. That's huge for Moskovitz to go 7 innings tonight, as the bullpen has been worked a lot here in the early parts of the season. As coming set on the hills, Usui fires plateward, just missing a little high, 1-0, 1-1 the count. But last night you had Winkler, Navarre, and Inman all pitch. Inman threw an inning and 2/3 even as the closer. So you throw a closer for a 5-out save. You typically don't see them the next day, but you never know. Pitch up and in, 2-1 now the count. It would be a save opportunity provided the score stays the same going into the 9th inning. I don't know what the availability of Inman is. If he is available, then you'd think they'd use him, but again, he threw a little more than a closer usually does last night. 2-1 the count to Almadova. Runner at first, 1 out in the inning. Top of the 8th, the pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. 2-2. There are certainly other guys you could use in the bullpen or out of the bullpen. Guys like De La Cruz, Zardowski, Guerrero. They're going with Usui Kamakani, or Kamakani Usui right now. 2-2 the count. The pitch into the dirt, low for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Almadova almost chased it. He kind of bent the knees a little, moved the hips, but didn't move the bat through the zone. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on first. He reached via a walk. That's Aaron Gretz. Lemurs lead 5-4 over the Saints. The 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Usui with another strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts of Harris and Almadova. He gets the 1 and 2 hitters in the order to strike out. And there's now 2 outs in the inning for Nate Hansen, who is 0-3 in the ball game. So after Moskovitz gets Harris, Almadova, and Hansen to be a combined 0-9, Usui has Harris and Almadova both a combined 0-2 with 2 strikeouts. Trying to complete the hat trick here, the personal pitcher hat trick. Pitch hit to the left side, down the line, but it'll get foul and out of play. I'm inventing things over here. The personal pitcher hat trick, not a thing. But that would be a big accomplishment to get the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the order to go a combined 0 for 12, which is what they're trying right here. 0-1, swing and a miss, 0-2. Especially a team in a lineup as potent as this Saints one. If you can do that, you're almost guaranteeing yourself a win. It's kind of like in basketball when you stop the 2 best players on the team from dominating. You usually expect you're going to win the game. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, taken outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fans don't like the call. You can hear him down below yelling about it. They want Hansen to have that backwards K. Runner getting the lead. Infield is shifted. Rondon is playing behind the bag at second. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back to the net. And it's still 1-2. A win tonight would put the Lemurs 3 games up in the standings. Over the Blasters and Airhogs. That would be a nice little cushion here to start the season. It's always nice to be in the lead to start the year and not have to battle back. 1-2 pitch, low, outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a little bit less pressure then. Last year, the Lemurs, to make the playoffs, they had to get in as the wild card, and they had to really go on a tear down the stretch to make sure they did that. Pitch fouled off, count still even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The guys who were on the team last year were kind of talking about it this past road trip, just about how crazy that was, how many games they won and how they won some of those games and how exhausting it was mentally and physically going into these high-scoring games, late-inning games, and having already played 80, 90, 100 games once they were actually in the playoffs. It sounded like it was a tough but fun and rewarding and exciting time. They weren't regretting it at all. They were reminiscing in a very good, happy way, almost in an unbelievable way. They couldn't hardly believe that they had actually pulled it off last season just to get in the playoffs and then to even win it all. 2-2 the count to Hansen. After the mound visit by Matt Coach, the catcher, now Hansen's going to step out of the box, knock a little bit of dirt from his cleat, dig back in. But if you get that early lead in the division, you don't necessarily battle as much at the end. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Usui right at the knees. Called strike 3 after a leadoff walk of Gretz. Usui strikes out the 1-2-3 hitters in order for the Saints. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Lemurs leading 5-4 over St. Paul.
Hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Uni-Trade continues to provide solutions.
Bottom of the 8th, Jesus Poso leads off the inning for the Lemurs. They are up by a score of 5-4 over the St. Paul Saints. Cody Wheeler still on the hill for St. Paul. Lifts the leg and fires. Poso taking a called strike, 0-1. Well, with Wheeler coming in for the final out last inning, they can close the book on Chris Peacock's day. He had loaded the bases as Wheeler came in to pitch to put out the fire, which he did. Pitch low, ball 1-1 the count now. Peacock 2 2/3 innings. 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. 8 walks combined between Peacock and Knaus today. The pitchers for the St. Paul Saints pitched low, 2-1. And Peacock, both of his runs, they were allowed via a wild pitch. The 2-1 pitch swung on and hit into right center. Leaping is Harris. It'll get over his head and roll all the way to the wall. Out there in center, Poso is given the stop sign at second base. He roped that one. That's easily the best hit of the season for Poso as far as the quality of the hit goes. Now, important hit of the season, probably last game, but
it definitely wasn't. He turned it into high gear once he realized it got over the leaping Harris, and he was looking to maybe thinking about going for 3, but boy, he put the brakes on, and a good decision there.
Yeah, maybe Martinez or Morrison, they might be able to turn that into a triple, or at least attempt a triple, but Poso, nope. Sorry, buddy. It's not triple for you. Alvaro Rondon to the plate, runner on second, no outs. Corners are in, Rondon squaring around. He'll watch it go by, though, 1-0. Trying to push that runner to third. That would be a big deal, too. Getting a little bit more of an insurance lead, a 2-run lead, a lot better than a 1-run lead going into the 9th inning. 1-0 the count to Rondon. Not squaring. This time he lines one to right. That'll be a base hit. Poso is given the windmill and then the stop sign, but it was too late, and he'll score anyways as the throw beat him by about 20 feet, but it was into the dirt and blocked by the catcher, Gretz. Gibby Vellacuellar was giving a hesitant windmill, and then he started giving a big windmill, and then right as Poso got to third, he said, wait, no, stop, here's the stop sign, but Poso, he's a big boy. He was steamrolling ahead. I don't know if he saw it or not, but it was too late for him to stop.
Gibby had his hands on his head once Poso crossed home plate, shaking his head just in utter shock that Poso actually scored safely to extend the lead to 6-4.
Throw over to first to try to pick off Rondon. Rondon gets himself an RBI single out of it, and well, had he been thrown out, I would still put that on Gibby because he did give him the signal to go home, and it was a very, very late stop sign. It's not like he gave him the stop sign coming into third and he ran right through it like someone else did a couple games ago, who scored anyways. Pitch was bunted at but pulled back. Still a called strike. 0-1 the count to Ty Morrison at the plate. Runner at first base, Rondon. Lemurs lead 6-4 now. over the St. Paul Saints. There comes the pitch. Again, squaring to bunt, pulling back. The ball goes to the wall. It was inside to Morrison. He just barely got out of the way of that pitch. And on the wild pitch, Rondon goes to second. A lot of wild pitches tonight from the St. Paul Saints pitchers. We had a bunch from Chris Peacock, especially. There was a wild Peacock on the mound tonight for the Saints. 1-1 the count to Morrison. Lefty versus lefty. And the pitch. Squaring to bunt. He does so down towards third. It'll be the third baseman. Hansen, he throws to first in time. But only about by a step on the sac bunt. 5-4 the putout. Out number one. Rondon ends up at third base. And J.D. Pulfer, who has continued his hit streak. Pulfer coming into the day had a 4-game hit streak. And he got a hit in the bottom of the 7th to extend it to 5. He's 1 for 4 in the ball game. Infield in. Pulfer can hit something hard and low. He can get himself another hit. Here comes the pitch. Pulfer taking high, but it's in the zone on the outside corner. A called strike, 0-1. Certainly not a pitch Pulfer liked. But it is a called strike. Rondon over at third, getting a lead. We're seeing the last couple of nights some stolen bags of home in the big leagues on the highlights after the ball game. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow right field, foul territory by the tarp. No one's going to get to it. 0-2 now the count to Pulfer. I've been wanting one of our fast base runners at third base to try to steal home. I've had Reggie Wilson at third a couple times the last couple nights. Rondon as well. Morrison was at third last night at one point. Stolen bags at home are great. They're so much fun. 0-2 the count to Pulfer. Infield still in, right up on the edge of the grass. And the pitch. Down and away. Coming really far in is the first baseman, Angelo Sonko. He's about 3 steps in on the grass. Everyone else right at the lip. Sonko being a little aggressive over there at first base. 1-2 the count right now to Pulfer. And the pitch. Swing and a foul away right side out of play. Count still a ball and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, Travis Danker. Definitely a guy you want at the plate if guys are on base. Pulfer trying to keep guys on base while also getting himself on base. Or putting himself on base, driving a run in. 1-2. Delivery from Wheeler outside. Count evening up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield playing a little shallow as well, especially out in right field. Almadova, unlike the Lemurs right fielders, he is playing right in the middle of right field and not even with the bag at second base in right center. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Pulfer chased it down and away. He'll strike out for the first time tonight here in the bottom of the 8th, second out of the inning. And Danker to the plate for the Lemurs. Outfield will move back a bit now with the power hitting Travis Danker due up. Infield back to a normal depth, although alignment-wise, they're going to play Danker to pull. They said, all right, so you're going to shift on our big hitters. We're going to shift on your big hitters. So the second baseman, Thomas, playing behind the bag at second. Gil Martin shaded over a bit towards the third base line and playing closer to the line as well. Hansen, third baseman, pitched low, 1-0. Danker today, 0 for 2 though. Fly out and a ground out. He has walked twice, scored twice, once on a wild pitch. Rondon over at third getting a lead. 6-4, Lemurs lead the Saints. Danker taking low. And it's count now of 2-0. First base is open, so Wheeler being a little careful here with Danker. He can afford to walk him. But you have Phipps up next, and it doesn't get really much easier, if any. 2-0 pitch, Danker taking low. 3 balls, no strikes. And then, after Phipps is Nieves. So you don't really get much of a break from 3, 4, and 5. It's kind of the point of your 3, 4, and 5 hitters. 3-0 pitch to Danker. Low for ball 4. And he walks now for the 3rd time tonight. But if you're going to pitch around 1 and not go after him, well, good luck against the other ones. Especially if you're a lefty, because all 3 of them in the Lemurs lineup tonight are right-handed hitters. And while Nieves might not have the power that Danker and Phipps have, he definitely can drive it into a gap and score multiple runs. The pitch to Phipps, off-speed stuff at the knee, is a called strike 0-1. Phipps was taking. Runners on 1st and 3rd, Danker at 1st, Rondon at 3rd, 2 outs. Lemurs up by a pair, 6-4 over St. Paul. 9 hits in the game for Laredo, 4 for St. Paul. The 0-1 pitch around the feet of Phipps, and it's 1-1. He did a little dance move as that pitch came in, and then hopped on out of the batter's box. He digs back in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Phipps hit a home run last night, a solo shot out to left. Wheeler with the 1-1 pitch, kicks the leg, fires plateward outside, 2-1. Fans, or the video board, trying to get the fans excited here at the ballpark. 2-1 pitch, Phipps a big swing, but he couldn't find it, 2-2. Wheeler spent last year in the Orioles organization, pitching 1 game at AAA Norfolk, as well as pitching with the Frederick Keys in the Carolina League, where he appeared in 42 ball games. Actually had a good year with the Frederick Keys. High A. 2-2 pitch. Phipps taking just a little low, maybe inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Danker will be moving on the pitch from first, with there being 2 outs on the inning. He gets his lead, not being held on by Sonko. Now Phipps will step out of the box. Wheeler delivers. There goes Danker. Pitch low, ball 4. So he walks both Danker and now Phipps to load the bases for Abel Nieves. See how much longer he is out there on the mound for. Wheeler pitched last night. He threw an inning of shutout baseball. Got a no decision. He did have a strikeout in his inning of work against the Lemurs. He did give up a run against Joplin a couple nights ago, or 3 nights ago actually, on the 2nd. The pitch to Nieves, taken low for a ball, 1-0. Boy, the Saints pitching staff are not necessarily known for walks. In the last couple of nights, they have racked them up. Already 4 walks in the last 2 innings. 1-0 pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes. They had 2 walks in the 5th, a walk in the 4th, 2 in the 3rd, and then 1 in the 1st. 10 walks tonight overall for St. Paul pitching. Now a 2-0 pitch. Nieves taking low, ball 3, and they're 1 ball away from an 11th walk and another run allowed. That's what's helped the Lemurs last couple of nights as well, scoring some runs, are the walks. Of course, Laredo with 9 hits tonight. That also helps. 3-0, taking all the way as Nieves. It does find the zone. 3-1 the count. Last night, 7 walks but they were all in the first 4 innings. Granted, none of those walks ended up scoring. 3-1, Nieves taking low, ball 4, and 3 straight walks will bring a run across home plate. Lemurs will add to their lead. They're now up by a score of 7-4 over the Saints. A 3-run lead, and that cushion they were looking for, they're getting it. Of course, different ways than I think they thought they were going to get it, as they had a runner at third base. Now for 3 straight batters, finally, Rondon comes across to score. He's had to sit by and watch 3 guys walk before he's brought in. Matt Coach to the plate, bases loaded. He popped out his last time up for an infield fly with the bases loaded. The pitch swing, and he pops one up foul behind home plate. Now to play, 0-1. So Coach, another opportunity here with the bases juiced to try and drive a run in. He's going to have to do it with 2 outs. Danker at third, Phipps at second, and Nieves at first. All 3 batters walked to reach. Wheeler on the hill, peering in. Gets the sign from his catcher, Gretz. Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Coach. Swings and hits one on a couple of bounces to the second baseman, Thomas, who fields it and flips it over to first. That'll end the inning. Lemurs leave the bases loaded, but they score 2 runs here in the bottom of the 8th, and they now lead by 3 by a score of 7-4 over the St. Paul Saints. Going to the 9th. Lemurs going to the bullpen once more for the top of the 9th. It's the closer, Jeff Inman. It will be a save situation as it is a 3-run ball game right now. Lemurs scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 7-4 over the Saints. Thanks to not 3 walks last inning. They helped drive in one of the runs. But you had an RBI single by Alvaro Rondon to drive in Jesus Pozo, the first 2 batters last inning, who led off with some hits to score the first run, and then 3 straight walks brought Rondon in finally. To the plate, Angelo Sonko. The 4, 5, 6 hitters are who Inman's going to have to go through. The pitch, Sonko taking outside for a ball, 1-0, and they are shifted on him once more. We have Pulfer manning the left side of the infield. Danker behind the bag at second, a little bit towards the second baseman side of second. Rondon in shallow right field, and Pozo playing the line at first pretty deep. Pitch called to strike, 1-1. So Inman into pitch. He got 5 outs last night for a 5-out save. Back on to work tonight, so we were wondering if he was available. He is. He has 4 saves coming into the ballgame. Last night was his 4th. There's a line drive over Danker, who was behind the bag at second. So Sonko says, I see your shift, and I'm just going to hit it hard and over it. Leadoff single for the cleanup hitter for St. Paul. His first hit of the ball game. He was 0 for 3 coming into that at bat. Boy, the 1, 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Saints tonight started off a combined 0 for 15. Now they are 1 for 15 thanks to the Sonko single. Tony Thomas at the plate now, the 6th batter in the order. He's just 1 for 3 coming into the night. So I guess you could say they started out, the first 6 batters in the order started out, as that pitch called a strike. They started out a combined 1 for 18. Now they're 2 for 19 on the evening. That is a good way to win ball games. Pitch outside. Keep those top 6 hitters off the base paths. And none of them have walked either. It's not like they've been just getting on because of walks. Starter Danny Moskovitz did an excellent job retiring the 1 through 6 hitters tonight for the Saints. The 1-1 low for a ball. In fact, when I say they went 1 for 18, that was all against Moskovitz. Or Moskovitz against them. Being very, very effective. 2-1 the count. Pitch popped up right side, drifting into foul territory. Poso trying to track it. He won't get there. It'll actually get over the fence and into the seats. Count evens up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Let's give you Inman's numbers finally here. 1-0 with a 1.86 ERA, 8 appearances, 4 saves, 9 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 3 runs, only 2 earned though. He has 10 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 9 hits allowed in those 9 innings of work. Sorry, 9 2/3 innings, almost 10 innings of work. 2-2 the count here to Tony Thomas. The pitch from Inman, swinging a foul away, right side, out of play. Count still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, it was the bottom of the order that really gave Moskovitz the most trouble tonight. And really it was just the 1 inning, a couple of errors, allowing 2 runs to score, and then the 2-run home run by Willie Argo. The pitch, swinging a pop-up, foul territory, again right side, and again out of play. Count still 2-2. Definitely impressed with what Moskovitz brought to the table this evening as a starter. And then the strong pitching continued after him, with Usui throwing a shutout 8th, and now, of course, the reliable Jeff Inman on the hill to get the save. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Thomas, swinging a foul back again over the screen. Thomas making Inman work to get him out here in the 9th. Actually, before the game last night, if you remember the 9th inning, home plate umpire Tim Kramer took a foul ball off of his arm. I saw him, and he told me when he was bending down his knees, he was trying to take pressure off of it or something to do with pressure. Pitch into the dirt. It bounces off of Coach, and he doesn't make a throw. It hit Coach and then hit the batter. The batter, though, didn't move, and so it's not an interference call. It was very quick, nothing he could do. Best thing he could do was just to stay there, and it went kind of behind the hitter, and Coach decided to not risk throwing it. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. In fact, Tony Thomas, the hitter, was kind enough to pick up Coach's mask off the ground and hand it to him. Coach going to go talk with Inman out there on the mound really quick. Lemurs lead by 3. So that runner on second, not super crucial at the moment. Getting it out, though, is. So 3-2 the count here to Tony Thomas, who, with his hit tonight, has now hit in 17 straight games. Here comes another payoff pitch. Thomas swings, grounds one, right side against the shift. It'll go into right field. Phipps won't throw home. He'll keep Thomas over there at second base. A run will score as Sonko scoring from second on the Thomas single. RBI single there. Score now 7-5, and that's why insurance runs are a thing that's nice to have. Mike Gilmartin to the plate. 7-5 the score, top of the ninth. Lemurs leading the Saints. Gilmartin 1 for 3 with a run scored tonight. Singled in the seventh. He singled with 2 outs in the inning. The pitch taken low for a ball. You can hear below, maybe you can't, I don't know. Some fans yelling, Mike, but they're doing it out of sync. It sounds like the seagulls from Finding Nemo that say mine. So they're saying Mike. 1-0 pitch inside. But they aren't doing the voice, they're just kind of saying Mike. 2-0 the count to Gilmartin. Digs into the box. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed pitcher. Inman sets and delivers. Swing, ground ball towards the first baseman, Poso. He'll spin and fire to second for one. The throw to first is wild and will actually get into the dugout. So Gilmartin will be awarded second base after reaching on the fielder's choice. He reaches second on the E6. Thomas put out 3-6 on the play for out number 1. So runner on second, 1 out. Pretty much would have been the result had Poso just taken it to first base himself. There'd be a runner on second base, 1 out, just a different runner. But Poso made a nice play, thrown over to second base on that 360 spin move. Willie Argo, the left fielder, who has a home run in the ball game already, and another run scored via the walk. He scored twice tonight, 2 RBIs. It was 1 for 2. Pitch called a strike, 0-1. Righty batter, righty pitcher. Runner on second base. 7-5, Lemurs lead the Saints. Inman delivers the 0-1. Argo taking up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Had the throw from Pulfer been on target, it would have been a close play to get Gilmartin as he was hustling down the first baseline, trying not to be doubled up. 1-1, swing and a miss. 1-2. But it was well wide at first, and you probably would have to be about 7.5 feet tall to stretch for it. 1-2 the count. The pitch from Inman. Swinging a foul back behind the screen. Count still 1-2. I'm not even sure who was covering the base at the time. There was a flurry of white jerseys in the area. Inman was there, Poso was there. I think Rondon was even over in the area. So I'm not sure who was actually covering the bag, though. 1-2 pitch, Argo taking a called strike 3 over the heart of the plate at the knees. He doesn't like the call. From my vantage point, it looked really good. Hustling into the box, Tanner Vavra, who is 0 for 3 in the ball game. He reached on an error in the second, struck out in the seventh, and grounded out in the fifth. 2 outs in the inning. Lemurs just need 1 more out to win this series here at home, taking the first series of the season from the Saints. They've won all of their series so far. Lemurs still in search of their first home series win. The pitch to Vavra, swing and a miss, strike 1. That strikeout of Argo, the 6th of the night for the Lemurs pitching staff, which matches what the St. Paul pitching staff has done. What they didn't match were the walks. 2 walks for the Laredo staff tonight so far. 0-1, swung and fouled off, back over the screen. Count 0-2. 11 walks tonight issued by the St. Paul Saints. Sorry, 12 walks tonight by the Saints. Only 2 for the Lemurs. No balls, 2 strikes. St. Paul down to their final strike. The pitch from Inman. Swing, ground ball right side. Past the glove of an outstretched Poso into right field. Gilmartin's going to score from second. And it's a 1-run game. Saints keeping things going here in the 9th. A 2-strike, 2-out single for Tanner Vavra. And Aaron Gretz to the plate. No left-handed hitting catcher. Inman on the hill, Gretz at the plate. He is 1 for 2. He had an RBI single in the 2nd, and he walked in the 8th. So he's reached base twice tonight. The pitch from Inman, a swing, a pop-up foul over my head here. It's incredibly hard for a ball to come into this broadcast booth, but I'm still a little jumpy from Wichita, where every pitch you had to be prepared for because those things came rocketing back, and there's a few close calls. Fans getting loud here at the ballpark. 0-1 the count to Gretz. The pitch, runner from first is moving, swing and a miss. No throw by the catcher coach. He moved his arm like he was going to, but decided against it. 0-2 the count. Probably the smart move. It's definitely the safe move because worst case scenario, that's what you got to think, worst case scenario. The throw goes wide and it goes into center field and the runner gets to second base. Best case scenario, he's out, but he got a pretty good jump. 0-2 pitch. Check swing. He went, says the home plate umpire, Cody Lowe. And the tag applied by coach, and that ends the ball game. A strikeout on a check swing. Gretz unhappy, but he went through the zone. I can see it from here. Lemurs win by a run, 7-6. Saints didn't go quietly. They scored 2 in the top of the 9th to bring it to within 1, but they couldn't do enough, stranding the tying run at second base. We will be right back in a few moments to wrap this thing up with the postgame show. Lemurs win by a score of 7-6 over the St. Paul Saints here at Uni-Trade Stadium.
In foreign trade through a highly satisfactory customs brokerage service. Uni-Trade has quality trained personnel devoted to the highest level of customer service. For all your transportation, distribution, and consolidation needs, it's Uni-Trade.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
shredded cheddar cheese,
a creamy sauce,
creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it.
You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Right now, when you sign up for a Gold's Gym membership, you'll get tons of extras completely free. Confidence, free. Compliments from your coworkers, free. And the desire to wear tiny bathing suits, you guessed it, free. You'll be stronger with extras, and you'll be stronger with Gold's Gym. Know your own strength. Tiny bathing suit not included.
Before your Memorial Day party.
All right, welcome back. Lemurs postgame show about to start here, and Warren Shore, my associate, is down on the field. He's trying to grab an interview with someone after the game. They'll put it on the Jumbotron, so we will see if we can grab that and get any audio from it. Sometimes it's tough. It kind of echoes around in the ballpark a little bit with the mic. So whenever he starts the interview, I will try and put it up, and we'll just cut into the show. Let's start with a recap of the ball game. Lemurs came out. They started trailing early on. First inning, 3 up, 3 down. Moskowitz on the hill. He was off to a good start. And, well, here's the player of the game. Well, not say player of the game, but just who they're interviewing. Kamakani Usui.
What's been working for you all season? You've been a strikeout pitcher, so what's been working for you? And I know Pete really has said you're a left-handed specialist from the right hand, which is very rare and common. What do you think about any pitches that you have in your arsenal? Why do you think why are you so tough to get lefties out? And big series when you get St. Paul tomorrow. First home division series against Joplin. You guys now are starting to really get an improvement rolling. How does it feel to start playing winning baseball and stringing together some W's this year? Great. Awesome. Keep going. Thanks. Good luck tomorrow.
All right, Kamakani Usui, who pitched in relief tonight, a shutout inning for him. So they got him to grab an interview here after the game. Let's get back to the recap here. Again, 3-up, 3-down inning to start off the ball game for Danny Moskowitz. He pitched very well tonight. And the Lemurs, they got a leadoff walk of Ty Morrison in the first inning, but J.D. Pulver grounded to a double play, and Danker would ground out as well. So it was just 3 batters faced for Cody Knaus. And it looked like it was going to be a pretty good ball game from at the start. A ground out of Angelo Sonko, and Moskowitz had retired the first 4 batters he faced there going into the second inning. But Tony Thomas, with 1 out in the second, would double. Mike Gilmartin would fly out. So 2 outs, runner on second. Moskowitz still pitching well, but then he'd walk Willie Argo. With Argo on first, Thomas on second, Tanner Vavra would hit a ground ball to third. Charging in would be Danker. He would actually no, he hit a ground ball to short. Sorry, my apologies. He hit a ground ball to short, and Pulver would have an issue fielding it, and then he'd make a late flip to the bag at second to try to get the runner, but he was safe. So the bases were now loaded after the error by Pulver. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Aaron Gretz would swing at the first pitch, ground one softly to third, and Danker would be an incredibly tough play for him. Would charge, have to barehand and throw to first. Well, the throw was in the dirt. Poso tried to block it, or he tried to pick it, and he did block it, but it hit his glove and went kind of flying forwards a little bit, and he had to go chase after it. Well, a heads-up play by the base runner, who started out at second, Willie Argo. He saw that it got away from Poso a little bit, and he ran home and scored. Poso would try to throw to the plate to get him, but it was too late to get him. The runner who started out at first base on that hit on the infield was Vavra. He would try to then go from second to third after reaching first on the initial move on the base hit. He would be safe at third on a close play because no one was covering the bag at third, so they couldn't get to the third in time. And then the batter who initially hit the ball, Aaron Gretz, saw no one covering second, so he decided he was going to cover second, or not cover, but go to second. But luckily, Alvaro Rondon, the Lemurs' second baseman, is faster than Aaron Gretz, the catcher for the St. Paul Saints, and Rondon beat Gretz to the bag, and they threw it to Rondon to get Gretz to end the inning there. But 2 runs came across. They were both unearned, though, against Moskowitz, so because of the errors. So, but the Lemurs were trailing 2-0. They go to the bottom of the second, 3-up, 3-down inning for the Lemurs at the plate, and so still 2-0. Go to the third. Moskowitz settles in, though. 3-up, 3-down in the third. Bottom of the third for the Lemurs. They would get a couple walks, but a double play ball and a fly out in foul territory, and it would end the inning. 4 batters came to the plate there in the third. So Lemurs still trailing 2-0 after 3. Moskowitz really settling in from the third through the first 2 batters in the 7th. He at one point had retired 14 straight batters tonight. So a big night for Danny Moskowitz on the hill. He went 3-up, 3-down in the third, fourth, 5th, and 6th innings. Also 3-up, 3-down first inning. So out of his 7 innings that he pitched tonight, he had 5 innings of 3-up, 3-down baseball. That is excellent work for him this evening. But the plate in the 4th inning, the Lemurs finally struck Pater with 1 out. They got a walk of Travis Danker. Dennis Phipps would pop out to the shortstop. So 2 outs, runner on first for the Lemurs, but Abel Nieves would single, Matt Coach would single, the bases were loaded, Drew Martinez would single, then Jesus Poso would single, drive in a pair of runs, and the Lemurs were up 3-2. That would be all they'd get as Alvaro Rondon had a beautiful bunt right out of the batter's box, but he accidentally hit it with his foot, so he was called out. Otherwise, he might have been able to reach first safely, but it was not to be. Lemurs had a 1-run lead after 4. Like I said, those 3, 4, 5, 6th innings for the Lemurs starter, Danny Moskovitz, all shutouts. So the Lemurs got to the 5th inning. They scored another run thanks to a 2-out walk again of Danker. Phipps would double. Nieves would walk. The Phipps double actually drove Danker. No, Phipps double pushed Danker to third. Danker scored on a wild pitch by reliever Chris Peacock. And he would score, making it then a 4-2 ball game. 6th inning, another Lemurs run across thanks to some more walks and wild pitches. Or just wild pitches this time. Drew Martinez would lead off the inning. He would get with a single. He would get to second on a wild pitch. He would go to third on a Jesus Pozo ground out, and then he'd score on another wild pitch by Chris Peacock, who would allow 2 runs tonight, both on wild pitches. Lemurs wouldn't score in the 7th, but St. Paul would. With 2 outs, no one on, Moskovitz having retired 14 straight batters, Mike Gilmartin would single into right center on the first pitch he saw from Moskovitz for his first hit of the ball game. Willie Argo then on a 2-1 pitch would hit one out of the ballpark to left, making the game a closer game once more. Just a 1-run game then, 5-4 in favor of the Lemurs. Going to the 8th inning, the Lemurs plated a couple more runs for insurance purposes. They got a leadoff double by Jesus Pozo, followed by an RBI single by Alvaro Rondon. He would reach second on a wild pitch. They would then sacrifice bunt Rondon to third by Ty Morrison. So with 1 out, Pulfer at the plate, he'd strike out, making it 2 outs, runner on third. Travis Danker would then walk. Dennis Phipps would then walk. And then Abel Nieves would walk. And Nieves' walk would bring Rondon across the plate for a run. Nieves walked 3 times tonight, as did Danker. Phipps would walk twice this evening. So a lot of walks tonight issued by the pitching staff for St. Paul. And it was an extra 2 runs, so a 7-4 ball game. Lemurs would go back to the field as the Saints came to the plate. They would score 2 runs in the 9th inning off of closer Jeff Inman with the Saints, but they wouldn't mount enough of a comeback. Lemurs win 7-6 here tonight against the St. Paul Saints to win the series, actually, against the Saints. The first time Saints have lost a series and the Lemurs' first home series win. They had split the first one with Fargo, 2 games apiece, and then lost 2-1 against the Winnipeg Goldeyes here for series number 2. This is just the 3rd home series. Taking a look, you have the winning pitcher, Danny Moskovitz, improves to 2-0, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, only 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. For him, Kamakani Usui, an inning pitched. He gave up 1 walk, but he struck out the next 3 batters. So 3 strikeouts, no hits, no runs. Jeff Inman, an inning pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. 2 strikeouts, though, and no walks for him. Cody Canals gets the loss. For Inman, it's his 5th save of the year. Canals 0-1 now in the year. He pitched 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, all earned on 4 hits, 4 walks, and a strikeout. Chris Peacock, 2 2/3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. And Cody Wheeler also pitched tonight, an inning and a third, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So 11 walks overall for the pitching staff for the Saints tonight. And somehow, miraculously, only 2 of those walks ended up coming in to score. So let's take a quick look around the rest of the league here tonight. Everyone else played a day game. They were done by the time we were in the 2nd inning. I think somewhere around there, the last game, but most of them were done before we even started. Winnipeg won at home 6-5 in a close game against the Lincoln Salt Dogs. Gary on the road in Wichita, winners as well, 9-1 over the Wingnuts. Sioux City fell at home by a score of 12-8 to the Kansas City T-Bones. Texas Airhogs ended their 4-game losing streak with an 8-1 victory over the Joplin Blasters. Over in Sioux Falls, the Canaries got blown out. They lose by 15 to the Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks, 19-4 the final there. And, of course, here, 7-6, Lemurs taking down the Saints. Tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch here in Laredo at Uni-Trade Stadium. The Lemurs will be taking on the Joplin Blasters. Not sure who's pitching tomorrow for Laredo. I believe it's Matt Sergey's turn in the rotation, but we will see if he is the one to take the mound against the Joplin Blasters. Not sure yet either for Joplin who will be pitching for them. So Joplin Blasters, Laredo Lemurs tomorrow here at Uni-Trade Stadium, 7:05 first pitch. Pregame show will start 20 minutes before that at 6:45. Lemurs now 10-7 on the year with the win tonight, and the loss puts St. Paul at 12-6. Tune in tomorrow, 7:05. Actually, tune in at 6:45 for the Laredo Lemurs pregame show. We'll have an interview with one of the players from tonight's game and a little preview of the series against Joplin. I'm James Nasser, and for my partner Warren Shore, have a great evening and a great start to your week. Go Lemurs.